Good afternoon there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the LG Ultragear TEC Gauntlet Season 1 powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen Radeon. I'm your host, Sassin Forsen. On the desk with me are casters and analysts, Crips and Floki. How are you guys doing? Starting with you, Crips.
I'm doing really well, Assassin. Thank you so much for the warm welcome. Looking forward to the exciting games we have in store for us today.
Definitely. I mean, today we are going to be having two exciting games, that's for sure. But Floki, how about you? How are you feeling?
No, no, fine. You can only ask Chris. You can leave me alone. I'm not as important. I can clearly see. But now, jokes
Wow.
and banter aside, I'm just
Hey,
saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
I
jokes and
mean,
banter
yeah,
aside, I
we know for a fact that Crips is there for most of the days. But hey, we all
yeah.
love Floki more.
No, no. we're just messing around. I mean, Chris, I can see the expression on your face. You seem a little disgusted. But you know what's not
Yeah.
going to be disgusting? It's going to be today's match. Enigma versus
Hmm.
Force One. I'm excited, man.
Yeah, let's take a look at today's matchups, and we're gonna tell you guys that for the first game of the day, we have got in store for you Enigma Gaming taking on against Force One Esports, and then for the second half, it is gonna be Godlike Esports going up against Team Valor. So yeah, Enigma Gaming versus Force One Esports is something that we all are excited for. Godlike Esports versus Team Valor. Once again, it pretty much looks like Team Valor the Fearless are going to go ahead and take on the Behemoths that is Godlike Esports. But Crips, what do you think about both the games for the day, especially Enigma versus Force One?
I really think Enigma versus Force One can go the distance. This is one of those games where the teams they have been performing well, but not so well that I can call them a dominating team. But they both have been, reasonably good. So I think this match will be more or less on the equal footing. Godlike versus Team Valor does seem like a David versus Goliath battle to me, though. I do believe Team Valor can give Godlike Esports a run for their money, but can they win? I'm not really sure. Between Enigma and
Well,
Force One, though, I really think that this game will probably go to third map, maybe even into overtime, and both these teams are more or less on the same power level.
yeah, I mean, Force One Esports, they have been putting in the work as well. They had a little bit of a shaky start to the group stages of the play, to the group stages of the gauntlet. But moving on, they did prove their mettle and they got themselves into the playoffs and now are going to be facing off against Enigma Gaming. Enigma Gaming, on the other hand, they pretty much had a breeze pass through the group stages. They were sitting at the top of the table as well. And then Velocity Gaming came in and then took the first place, of course. But yeah, I feel like Enigma Gaming, they looked like a team that is just really really tough to beat, especially the likes of Force One and everyone else who had a shaky start to the gauntlet. So let's hope that Force One Esports have got their scrapbook ready against Enigma. But hey, Floki, what exactly do you think about Enigma Gaming versus Force One Esports?
Uh, in all honesty, I feel like Enigma probably slightly favored. Now, I remember Force One from the group stages, the only matches they did lose to were Global and Godlike. So I feel like somewhere or the other, they're teetering on the edge of being a top tier team, but they still aren't really there yet. Enigma is going to be that gatekeeper for them that's going to determine whether they truly belong in the top tier or not. And I feel like today's match is going to determine that. Whoever, of course, loses goes to the lower bracket. But yeah, if I had to bet my money, I'd probably say 55-45 in favor of Enigma. I mean, it's that close.
Mhm. Interesting. So let's quickly head on over towards the brackets, by the way. So after day one of the playoffs, right, we had a little bit of a change there. We did see Velocity Gaming, who won out against the esports team, and they made their way on towards the next stage of the playoffs. And the same was for Global Esports versus Samurai Esports. Where Global Esports, they took it away 2-1 against Samurai. They made their way on towards the next stage of the playoffs as well. Both Samurai Esports and the esports team are now in the lower brackets. So yeah, pretty much an interesting day number one. Any comments, Grips?
I really enjoyed the matches yesterday, but the match between Global Esports and Samurai Esports was one riddled with mistakes. Both the teams doing stuff that nobody else expected, and I hope that the teams that are playing today don't end up doing something like that because that's just unnecessarily extending the match into map number three into overtime. Whereas you could have cleaned it up, you could have shut the game down a lot longer ago. So yeah, I hope something like that doesn't happen today. I hope the games are clean. I hope they're not as messy and as labored as the ones yesterday.
I do feel like that the first game, though, Enigma versus first one, might just be a really close one, just like Global versus Samurai, because both of these teams are sort of like on an even ground, right? I do believe for a fact that Enigma Gaming, they have improved themselves and they've got a little bit more strategy against Force One Esports, but not really sure if Force One Esports have prepped themselves up or not, because these guys, they have been they've been teasing here and there a little bit that they have got some interesting strats ready. So hopefully we are to expect that against Enigma Gaming today. But yeah, let's just quickly get on over towards the team intros and the player spotlights, because I know for a fact that you guys are waiting to see the match start as well. So let's head on over towards the team intro coming out as well. We are going to be heading straight in towards the team intro for this side of Team Enigma Gaming. And Enigma Gaming, in my opinion, is like, looking really, really strong after they have, got all of their switcheroos, and they did a little bit of a switch up in terms of their roles as well. And now overall, the team looks solid. Like before the Gauntlet, right? You would see Enigma Gaming, they were a completely different team. And now in the Gauntlet, after all of that switch up and, them going ahead and putting up a performance like no other, I feel like that Enigma Gaming, they pretty much have a chance at moving on to the next stages as well and beating Force One Esports. What are your thoughts, Loki?
I feel like Enigma has a good chance of beating the side of Force One. But once again, Force One is somewhat of a team that sort of turns on and off. It flickers. Like some days they're really feeling it and they can really just go the distance against some of these better teams over here. And then on the other days they're just feeling off. They just get out aimed, out dueled, outdone by the opponent team. I feel like today Enigma Gaming is going to be the true trial by fire because. Yeah, if Force One can survive Enigma and somehow make it to the next stage, I think they're going to be in a good spot in the lower bracket. Whoever loses this match, I do think they're facing off against Samurai, if I'm not wrong. So yeah, that matchup is also not going to be the easiest in the world. You're going to have to work hard on that. So I think it's in Force One's best interest here to try and take it against Enigma Gaming. But with that said, I feel like it's definitely going to be a bit of an uphill battle for Force One.
Enigma Gaming, they definitely are looking like they want to go ahead and move on towards the next stages of the playoffs as well, and they're looking like a solid unit overall. So yeah, Chris, what are your thoughts on Enigma Gaming?
I would have to agree with Loki. These guys, they keep on switching themselves on and off. But then I really like the duo of Vexy and Badman.
Mhm.
Sometimes when they play together, their trades are spot on. If they are not playing together, if they're playing on the other parts of the map, even in that case, they communicate with each other, which helps out the entire team because they are the ones who are spearheading their teams towards different parts. So I feel like that duo can be really deadly, but sometimes there's a lapse in communication and that causes all the trouble that Enigma gets into. Overall, they're a really good team. And the only time when they get into trouble is when they don't communicate, or sometimes if they're lacking information, that's when the team basically fails.
True that. I mean, Enigma Gaming, we know for a fact that Vexy and Batman both are known as the clutchmaster for the team as well, especially Vexy, because every single time, one versus two, one versus three, he always clutches it out, never fails to entertain all of us with his incredible fighting skills and the way he just goes ahead and takes on these fight as well, right? It's sort of like, there's a reason we call him God Vexy. So yeah, he goes ahead and always, makes some godlike plays as well. But hey, let's take a quick look at the player spotlight coming out from the side of Enigma Gaming and see which player is going to be on the spotlight today from the side of Enigma. It is going to be Hikka, the duelist for the side of Enigma Gaming. 278 kills, 228 deaths, 67 assists, and a total ACS of 240. Interesting. Floki, what are your thoughts on Hikka?
I mean, Hika has been. I mean, I've been watching him for a long time now, and I feel like Hika is one of those most reliable secondary duelists you can have on your team. I feel like this guy is always going to be the one who you can fall back on in case, Ghost for some reason is not able to get the initial pick. Like, this guy is always the X factor. You can never count out Enigma as long as this man is still alive on the team. I feel like Hika's performance and his score shows just that. I mean, look at the number of kills and deaths he's had. I mean, his ratio is absolutely amazing for a guy who loves playing duelists, and his combat score is also really up there, so you know his utility is on point. So yeah, I mean, Enigma. I mean, having a player like Hicka on the team, it just gives them so much more breathing room, and it gives them so much more things to play off of and work with. You can do a lot more things rather than being a little bit more one dimensional as some of these other teams like to play.
The only
Yeah,
thing unreliable about Hika is his showstopper. That's what Aggressive told me
Yeah.
yesterday.
yeah, I mean Hikalt is a thing, by the way, but let's just not get there because Hika he probably hates me at this point because every single time something like that happens, I call it out as well. But yeah, he recently did a Q&A as well, and I was like, I asked him this question: "Do you hate me for calling it out?" And he's like, "Nah, I'm used to it. Everyone does it." So I'm like, "All right, cool." But yeah, his showstopper it has, by the way, improved really much. Like every single time we see the ult popped out from the side of Hika nowadays, every single time he managed to get himself a kill or two. So that's good. I mean, he definitely has improved, and so has Enigma Gaming as a whole. So let's quickly jump on over towards the side of Force One Esports now and see what exactly their roster looks like and how exactly they are prepared themselves. They have prepared themselves to face off against Enigma Gaming. So Force One Esports, Scargod, we've got Knight Rider, Shivi, Rafa, RVK. Amazing set of young bloods, but at the same time, you do see a lot of slip ups coming out from the side of Team Force One Esports. I guess Crips might be able to tell you guys more about them.
I don't have anything to say about slip ups. I just want to point out how much I love these guys, especially RVK, because that guy is an absolute beast. With the sheriff, you give it to him and he's gonna clutch out the round for you. We've seen him pull off stuff with the pistols so many times. He's a solid anchor to any one of the bomb sites that you put him on. And then comes the deadly duo of Knight Rider and Shivi. These guys have been playing together since like 2016, 2017, and their coordination is also deadly. Their trades are almost always spot on. And Force One Esports is not the kind of team that makes mistakes themselves. They're not the kind of team that gives up unforced errors. But you can force mistakes out of them if you're smart enough and if you play your cards right. But they themselves will probably never give you an opportunity to do so. So that's one positive thing about Force One Esports.
Yeah, I mean, the slip ups where I did mention, right, was the fact that Force One Esports had a lot of issues as well when it comes down to facing off against the Titans like Global, Enigma, Velocity Gaming, where they were not able to go ahead and, get that coordination, that sync in. Like there was some sort of an issue always, and they had a lot of technical issues as well. But now that they have shifted on to their new bootcamp, things are looking pretty damn good. And Nitro and Gang, they are putting up the big W's in every single match they play as well. So yeah, Team Force One Esports, they are looking like they've got all the issues sorted out, and they've got more to show us as well as the audience as well. But let's quickly head on over towards the player spotlight coming out from the side of Team Force One Esports and see which player is going to be the one to stand out from their side. And it's going to be Shivi, the resident initiator for the side of Team Force One Esports. 182 kills, 179 deaths, 106 assists, and an ACS of 165. I mean, I know for a fact that Shivi, in terms of the stats, these are pretty darn good for a solo player. But at the same time, we know for a fact that this guy has a lot more potential to keep on, dishing out that damage and put up the numbers in terms of the stats and the overall KD as well. Shivi had a lot of issues at the start of the gauntlet, and thus the stats, showcasing these sort of numbers. So, Floki, I want to hand over the mic to you, and I want you to give out your views on Shivi.
I mean, Shivi is someone who I've been watching for months, and like Krips rightly pointed out, Shivi has been playing for the longest times with his buddies. So, yeah, I mean, for me to see him on the SOA is a little new because the last time I actually saw him was around 8 months back, and back then he used to play a lot of Breach with those three flashes, and then
Yeah.
in the ultimate. I'm a
yeah.
little bit upset that we don't see more of that coming out from Shivi because I feel like they really had a lot more potential with that Breach, but. It seems that now the SOA is just a lot more reliable, right? So you can just drone up, you can always recon. It's always going to be useful in every single situation. Breach, perhaps not as versatile as a SOA, and maybe that's the reason why we see Shivi, meaning that SOA nowadays a lot more over the Breach. But yeah, the Breach definitely has some places where it can come out. Maybe we could see it on a map like Bind, or
Mhm.
maybe we could see it on Breeze as well. I mean, one of those open maps where there is a lot of room for your flashes to work with are sort of better for Breach.
True that. Well, I do feel like Shivi on the breach was just insane with all of the flash, and then he used to just play as a duelist on the breach as well. That was a pretty good time. But now that he has to go ahead and play with the team, he has to go ahead and pick up the Sova, gain intel for the team, and absolutely love to see that sort of a combo as well coming in from Knight Rider and Shivi, as Crips did pointed out. Shivi gains the intel, and then Knight Rider just plays off of that intel as well. So that's pretty much a very good combo that we get to see from the side of Force One. But let's see what exactly we are to expect in terms of the maps, though. So let's head on over towards the map veto and see which maps are going to be played between both of these teams today. And it looks like that we are going to be starting off with the map of Ascent. And then we're going to go on to Floki's favorite map, Breeze, and then
Oh
the
God.
decider, which is going to be Bide. So, Floki, I'm going to hand over the mic to you, and I would ask you, what exactly do you think about the map veto?
I mean, I'm terrified of Breeze. The last time I had the opportunity to cast Breeze, it went to like 7 overtimes, and I was scared for my life. So yeah, I mean, Breeze was very interesting to watch. But apart from Breeze, I do think that Ascent is going to be one of those more interesting maps. That's going to be constantly back and forth. I don't think it's going to be in the code of either of these teams, because Ascent is like the bread and butter map that you fall back on when you sort of just have seen that, okay, we're making some mistakes on Haven, we're making some mistakes on Split. If we do play Split, most people don't, they prefer Icebox or something else. But yeah, Set is going to be that map which is going to be rather close. I wouldn't be too surprised to see a 6-6 half coming in right off the bat, and us having a very close action-packed second half. But Breeze is one of those maps where I feel like there's always a clear winner and a loser. I don't know. I feel like Crips has a better authority on Breeze, because I think he's casted more Breeze than I have. What do you think, Crips?
I've casted exactly 2 more games of Breeze than you did. That's it.
It's still 2 more games
not
of
not
Breeze.
more, not much. So, yeah, I mean, I've seen teams pick up Breeze only when they feel like they are really really good on it, and if Enigma Gaming has prepared Breeze for themselves, it
Oh,
kind
they
of acts
have.
like a trump card. Yeah, it acts like a trump card, right? If Force One Esports have not much of a saying on Breeze, then it kind of indicates that we are definitely going to be going to a third map. That is, if Force One win Ascent. So yeah, I hope Enigma Gaming are able to establish their authority on Ascent, because I feel like they have Breeze in their pockets more or less. I don't think Force One Esports should be able to contest them unless they have specifically prepared for it. Have they?
Well, Force One Esports, to be completely honest, I'm not really sure. You guys have to wait for that specific map to appear. But Enigma Gaming, I'm pretty sure, because remember yesterday as well, we saw in the map veto in one of those games from the two that we had yesterday, we did talk about Enigma Gaming, them preparing the map of Breeze as well. But yeah, lots and lots of action headed your way, guys. So we are going to be jumping straight into the casters desk. The casters for the day are going to be Crips and Floki. You guys are watching the LG Ultragear TEC Gauntlet Season 1 powered by WD Black, namely Ryzen Radeon. We're going to be right back after the message from our sponsors.
Hey guys, welcome back to LG Ultragear TEC Gauntlet Season 1, powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen Radeon. We've got some pretty energetic matches today, and if you want to get energized, go ahead and scan the barcode to get your Red Bull cans, the one that Floki's sipping on right now. Of course, you'll get your own can. You don't need to take Floki's can. That would be very unhealthy and very weird. Why did I say that? But I think Floki doesn't mind. It's okay. We have that
Yep.
camaraderie between each other. The main question over here is, do the players in Enigma Gaming have the camaraderie with each other today? Are they still feeling the same? Are they still synergized? Are they, in the groove? Are they in the zone? That's what we're gonna find out because Force One Esports definitely bring the first map and they bring quite a lot of firepower along with it. We're gonna be starting off in Ascent, the map pick of Force One Esports. Now, whether or not they'll be able to accomplish a lot on this map, it depends. We'll have to see. What do you think, Loki? What's gonna happen?
I feel like if Force One actually want to go the distance and take the series, they have to win on Ascent. I don't think they can afford to fall back on Breeze because Breeze is not going to be their playground. I'm pretty sure that if Enigma have picked it, they've picked it for a reason. They've practiced this map. They're gonna run something, you know, funky on it. Maybe something like a Viper or like a double controller setup. You never know what they could do. So I feel like if Force One want to win this, they need to take Ascent away from the hands of Enigma. Now, Enigma is a team that I've always prized for their teamwork over their individual plays. While they do have those individual moments, I feel like their teamwork is really what stands out to me. And I feel like if Force One are to beat them, then they somehow need to break that synergy that those players have. Sort of make them a little bit paranoid, and as a result, I mean, have a bit of a breakdown in the team plan. I think that's the only real way Force One can actually take this win.
That's true. That's true. First one is gonna have to break their morale. They're gonna have to break their defenses too. I do believe that Enigma Gaming will be starting on the attacking. No, are they starting on the attacking? No, they're gonna start on the defensive side first. So yeah, they will indeed have to break their defenses, walk past that fortress, and somehow make it their own. Do you think they'll be able to do it though?
Oof. I mean, there's one thing that comes to mind. I've already pointed this out before. I've said it again. I'll say it again. It's breach. But I mean, I feel like if Force One just go back to that old breach and pick it up, they could really just throw a curveball over here and sort of make them a little bit afraid because breach is one of those agents which can really be a hit or a miss. But in the hands of Shivi, I mean, I think if he's been just taking the rust off in some online ranked matches, I think he could definitely pull out the breach like a wild card and just surprise the side of Enigma because Breach is just one of those agents that's so hard to play against, especially a good Breach. He will keep
Yeah.
switching things up. He won't stay static, and he'll just make you a little bit afraid. But those dreams they are out of the window because Shivi has just logged on to the SOA. So yeah, this is going to be interesting.
Yep. I see Knight Rider also going for Sky or Breach. He's
Nah,
not going
he's
for Jet
teasing.
this time. He's teasing us. It's okay. All right, Night Rider, you little tease. You can go ahead do whatever shenanigans you want. For now, Shivi locked in Sova, RVK on Killjoy instead of his regular Cypher, Rafa on Racer. No surprises over there. Scargod, as usual, picking up Astra. Now, on the side of Enigma, we have Hika going for a Phoenix this time around instead of a Jet or a Raze, maybe. Badman opting for the Killjoy. No surprises. This time we've got Ezzy who's playing on the Astra instead. So that could be interesting. That means God Vexy or Ghost. I think Ghost is gonna pick up a duelist as well. God Vexy, as usual, will go for his regular Sova, I believe. But Force One Esports have already locked in their lineup, and they've got a Raze and a Jet. So no flashes
Yeah.
on the side of Force One Esports.
Absolutely. I feel like this is what I want to ask you, Crips. I mean, do you think that picking up Rays on a map like Ascent is warranted in a way? Because I feel like
Why
having
not?
flashes really helps you. I mean, yeah, it's more of like a why not, right? But I feel like it's sort of one dimensional. It's like your paint shells are really good on this map, but apart from your paint shells, the rest of your utility. I mean, the boom bot's always great, right? But you can't really do all that much with your satchels. I feel like maybe there are better maps for that aspect of Rays to be exploited. Maybe this is where the Phoenix is a bit more reliable. I could be wrong about that, but I feel like with the recent nerfs to Raze, Rafa, he really have to justify that pickup. Hopefully, with that boombot and those paint shots, I feel like if he's actually able to have some impact with those two, then yeah, this race is going to look pretty good because that showstopper requires 8 points now.
I mean, usually the Jet and the Rays are picked interchangeably. Both are
Hmm.
cactus that can cover a lot of ground very quickly. So you usually do combine them with a bunch of flashes, but that's not necessary, I believe. If Enigma Gaming, I'm sorry, if Force One Esports are pretty comfortable with both their movement-based characters, then why not? But for now, they will have to deal with Hika and his fiery flashes. So let's see if they're able to do it or not. In fact, the Enigma lineup looks more or less like something that you would have expected in Ascent.
Hmm.
Phoenix, Jet, Sova, Astra, Killjoy. This is the kind of lineups that people usually do go for. So yeah, no surprises over there. But for Force One, they have a little bit of unique stuff going on.
Oh yeah, well that's a sick recon. That's actually going to reveal everyone towards tiles as well as towards mid. So it's going to give them a lot of early information. Let's see how they play off of it. For the time being, they only know that there is an Astra towards the tiles. They don't know about the Jet creeping up here slowly but surely. Mika holding on for the time being. Let's see what he can do here. Maybe a bit of a hard angle to play. I don't think he's gonna check for Knight Rider. Knight Rider's in a very solid position here. Look at Hector. Go forward. He's gonna find that initial pick. He's gonna check, but he's not gonna check Knight Rider and get taken out from the back as Knight Rider finds that opening kill, and now gonna go towards the B area and over here. You can see that we are still holding on. I mean, Force One, they
Nice.
are pushing in. Knight Rider's gonna find another kill on Ezzy. RDK is gonna be taken out by Coast, but still a 4v3 situation in favor of Force One Esports. They come out of the gate swinging.
Yeah, Force One Esports fake B, go A as soon as Knight Rider got that first pick. Doubled up as well. And Force One Esports are just delivering. Their ghosts are just so accurate today. Knight Rider with a triple. Can he get a quad? Batman isn't very healthy either. Unfortunately, Knight Rider's killing spree will come to an end. But Batman has a near impossible task on his hands right now. And they're both peeking at the same time. One from window, one from the boxes. And that's going to be the end of the first round. Force One Esports pick it up. Really good
Yeah.
position over there by Knight Rider. He was positioned just under the ace shot area. On the mouth of mid.
Yeah, I mean, that was very good positioning by Knight Rider. I mean, in that sort of situation, what most players would do is try to push up and lose their lives in a very weird way, right? But not him. He instead just got to a good position, sat behind those double boxes, and waited for his teammates to make a move so he could get that free kill. And that free kill was Hika. As soon as Hika just went down, you can see the entire defense just crumbled apart by Enigma. Probably means that the second round is also going to be going the way of Team Force 1 over here, but we'll see if there are any trades that the side of Enigma are able to pick up. Now, Hika has a frenzy. At close range, this thing is a beast, but I don't think he's going to have the opportunity to use it because that owl has spotted him out and his position is going to have to change.
Yeah, Enigma Gaming realized that they will lose control of A main. But to compensate for that, they're actually pushing up top mid. Take a look at where the Astra is. All the way down over there, but Scar God will check for it. God Vexy also trying to compensate for the side that he lost by fighting towards B-Link, and RBK has his number. Pre-fire comes through, all of them will be taken down. The remaining players of Enigma are just really spread apart right now. I don't think they can even try to go for this retake. The best thing they can do is probably pick off Ezzy and RBK, hopefully steal their guns and carry them over into the next round, but even that opportunity will be denied.
Yeah, that was a nice stink that he got on Knight Rider, but it's going to be left wanting for more because Knight Rider is still healthy and Coast with the shotty. there's really not a lot of room for him to work with. He can only hold this close angle, hope that there's only one player coming at him at a time, or that he can at least get that kill and dash away. But even that's not gonna happen. RVK is just gonna say no to all those plans. Post one, put another round on board. Bonus round coming in for them. Enigma, they finally have a buy. They finally get to play some real Valorant for a change. We'll see what they decide to do over here, but yeah, if they lose this round, things could start spiraling out of control. Because Force One, like we've talked about before, is a team that thrives off of momentum. Like this is their sort of game. If they can win this third round over here, then I mean, the coming buy rounds, they're just gonna play you around like a fiddle. They can have multiple ultimates to work with. They're gonna make sure that you keep ping-ponging around the map, that you always just being set up time and time again, and they're faking one place, going another. And yeah, it's overall gonna be very difficult for you to try and predict where they're gonna strike next. Which is why Hika is gonna take sort of the initiative over here and try to walk forward and maybe find a kill. Okay, this is an interesting play. The Owl's going to reveal anyone standing towards lane, and Hiccup could get spammed through the smoke. There you go, the tag comes in, and Knight Rider is going to get a free kill. Just like that, Force 1 exploit Enigma's weaknesses, and now Ezzy, he's also stuck. That gravity well pulls him in. Rafa puts a bullet straight in his brain. The A side completely open, Cribs.
Really good usage of the utility over there by Force One Esports, as they are able to make everything work, get all the entries on A main, and guess what? The alarm bot on mid was just taken off. That means RVK can now sneak in without being checked. Ghost still bothers to check his angle, and he gets taken down instantly. Vexy really has nothing to work with, and he's already getting spammed. Somehow still stands over there, unbothered, but Rafa finally puts him out of his misery. Good stuff by Force One Esports. Really methodical, really well thought out execute over there. It wasn't even an execute per se. It was just a really innovative way of punishing the mistakes. Hika continued to stay where he was even after he heard the drone. He got tagged, he got bagged, and after that, poor Ezzy. No, it wasn't Ezzy. Who else got taken down along with Hika? I believe it
was the Astra. It was Kargod. No, it was Ezzy. It was Ezzy.
It was Ezzy, right? Yeah, it was Ezzy. He was trying to fight A main, but he tried to fall back, get out of that gravity well. Unfortunately, he just wasn't fast enough, and the execute from A shot also came through just in time. Good stuff by Enigma Gaming. I'm sorry, by Force One Esports over there. But this time Enigma have something of their own. They're trying to push up A shot, and Scar got prepared. That's an Astro GIF right there, if I would call one. And now Enigma Gaming have no smokes to work with. That means retakes will be infinitely difficult for them.
Absolutely, and look at that. That's the race coming in handy, clearing out the under heaven aiders, making sure there's nothing sneaky happening over there. Even if there is, then they've taken a lot of damage and they're going to be very weak coming out. Knight Rider, though, is going to take the fight to them. Knows that Enigma is in a bit of an eco here. He's going to whip the first shot. Can he find the second? Yes, he can, but God Vexy is going to be able to trade him out. So still a 1-for-1 on the Phantom. Not really recoverable just yet. And Scargott still holding the flank is going to take down Coast.
Scargott staying on high mid for basically eternity, as he knew that Enigma liked to rotate off of mid, and he can catch a player or two in transition for the retake. And his prediction works out. Yeah. He's able to catch multiple people over there. Hika now going top mid, hoping to catch him once again, but Scargott has long moved out of there. Hika's position will go unchecked, so maybe he can get one or two taps, but his teammates have all died. And Scargott now looking in his direction, just in the nick of time. Hika was a tad bit too late. If he was here like a couple of seconds earlier, maybe he could have gotten a kill or two. But unfortunately, that's not what she wrote for him. 4-0 for Force One Esports, and now Enigma Gaming are forced to take a timeout.
Absolutely. The economy on Force One looks absolutely amazing, right? I mean, they have two more, buy rounds, even if they end up losing out this one. So, yeah, they're in a very comfortable spot. I mean, on the side of Enigma, you're probably going to have to start lifting some real heavy weights soon, because it's going to be very, very hard for you to just try and take a fight against these Force One members who are fully armed and fully kitted. In fact, they even have the lockdown to work with. If they really want to put it down, they can just take this round for free. All they really have to do is get to A, get that kill joy in a good spot, throw the lockdown down, and yeah, you got yourself a free plant. But Enigma, this time around, they have enough information on sort of how Force One like to play. And this timeout is really going to help them discuss what is it that Force One are doing and sort of counter that. So I feel like if there is a round that Enigma are going to win, it's probably going to be this one. Because, yeah, Force One, they sort of have been read, I feel like, by now.
I mean, they can always change things up. So far, what Force One has been doing is make contact towards A and B at the same time, and they leave Scargott on top mid. Depending on wherever they get a pick, they hit that bomb site. And so far, the A side has been pretty successful. I don't think they've hit B even once, even though they have shown presence over there multiple times before. So it's almost like Enigma Gaming are giving Force One the opportunities that they need. It's not like Force One have been able to take all of these sides by themselves. No, it's because Enigma Gaming get picked off. They lose players at the start of the round. So I guess all that Enigma need to do is stop losing players right there. Maybe play a little bit passively and give the ball to Force One. Let them play along with it. This time they've committed the lockdown. But Ghost is still committed to staying in this angle. Finally, he falls back to avoid the lockdown.
No.
And he's going to get detained nonetheless. But that's no problem. He will be able to stay alive. It's not like Force One Esports are going to go beyond them to hunt him.
What?
But no, Hika does that. He throws a nade over the wall from the site towards Gardens. And that breaks his back. Really good nade.
My goodness, I don't think Ghost is going to be too happy about that. Now it all comes down to Hika. He's already used the hot hands. He still has 2 flashes to work with, but it's going to be a very hard entrance for him. The Owl is counting things out. They know where Rafa is positioned, and that arrow is going to reveal so much on the side. There you go. There's one play being revealed. Rafa seeing so many bullets with the Odin, but he's still somehow alive. His dome is made of iron, but Hika will finally put an end to his misery. By the time it's ticking, they need to get the defuse, but they're not going to be able to do so. The Nanosol's going to prevent that. The curveball goes through. Can they find the defuse in time? The answer's going to be no. Enigma lose this round, and they're going to end up losing Hika as well. Sure, Force One, they lose a couple of players, but their economy is doing just fine.
And they'll lose one after the plant as
Oh
well.
my God,
As he
yeah.
got taken down, that means now he has no weapon and no money.
Yeah, this is just unfortunate here for Enigma. I mean, that lockdown initially didn't look like it was going to do much apart from getting them a free plant, but that paint shells by Rafa, my
Yeah.
goodness, that was absolutely insane. I don't even know how he managed to figure out where Ghost is going to be playing like that. I mean, that's just absolutely insane. You don't expect him to throw a paint shell from that direction, from that angle.
Exactly, and I never expected Force One to hunt down Ghost even though he was detained. But guess what? They never needed to hunt him per se when you can throw paint shells over the wall. Good stuff. Now they're playing really, really aggressively. It seems like Force One are kind of enraged right now. They want to take these fights to Enigma Gaming, and Enigma Gaming also not hesitating. Oh my goodness,
My
Right Rider.
God.
Disgusting shots with the Phantom. He picks off 2 towards A main, and Rafa's already in position to drop Coast. As he with the Sheriff really can't do much, and it's
Yeah.
just Enigma Gaming falling everywhere. They lose players on A main, they lose players on short and mid. Godvex, he still has a Coast, which he managed to save. I'm sorry, not the Coast, the Odin from the previous round. This expensive machine gun probably will be carried forward. So that's him saving the Odin for 2 rounds straight. Unless RVK denies him. The unfortunate happens.
Yeah. I mean, not much he could do in that sort of a situation. Even if he holds, he's likely to get double peaked, right? But, yeah, at least, I mean, at least he stayed alive for that long. But finally, Enigma were once again going to have a bite. This is their chance to reset the tempo because it's high time they start doing so. I mean, Force One, they are 6-0 on offense on the set. It seems like nothing can really stop their push. You mentioned the lack of flashes, but that doesn't really seem to be bothering them. In fact, Enigma seem to be on the back foot despite them having flashes, and I feel like every time Hika's tried to make a play, he's just been punished.
Yeah, every time Enigma in general, not just Hika, try to make a play, they've been punished. This time a Recon Dart might just distract them, and Hik is taking the initiative towards B this time. He has been playing A in the past 6 rounds, but maybe a little change of positions can help them out. Of course, they can't keep doing the same things, so it does make sense that they will change their positions. But even Force One have done the same. This time, Knight Rider and Rafa both are playing towards A, and they go into the side dry. Nothing to work with. We have Knight Rider deep inside enemy territory, and nobody to punish him either. They've taken control of the side, and they should be able to get a free plant. The Nebulas will keep them safe for now. And no response for Enigma Gaming. This is going to be a very messy 5v5 retake. But there's so many ultimates online on the side of Force One. They can deny this retake before it even begins. What?
That's an absolutely ridiculous shot by Knight Rider. Even though you got tagged by the drone, he somehow stays alive. Godvex even that recon going to reveal a lot of positions. Can he find kills on the back of that? Yes, he can. And there you go, Rafa. Wait, the showstopper's going to find a kill. He's going to find a second one on Hika. Can he find the third? No. Godvex is going to somehow stay alive, but he only has 6 HP. In a 1v3 situation, this is almost impossible for him. I mean, if you have your master degree, it's time to put it to use because that's the only real way you're going to be able to get yourself out of the situation. But Shivy, yeah, even he's going to be able to take out God Vexy. And Force One, yeah, once they get the ball rolling, you just can't stop them.
Exactly, and this time it's not just a ball. They're snowballing out of control. This might just turn into an avalanche soon that will bury Enigma Gaming. But Enigma Gaming have 1 shovel. In fact, not 1, they have 5 of them. Look at the amount of ultimates available on them. Everyone has their ultimates online, and they haven't used it. This might just be one of those rounds where they put them to use. but they've only got a bunch of sheriffs to play along with this. So maybe this will be an ultimate plus sheriff round. Ghost obviously has his Blade Storm, so no problem for him. But can the others connect their shots? Force One Esports realizing there's 5 ultimates online, so they also are playing really passively. Take a look at this. Force One Esports not taking the initiative, which is very uncharacteristic of them. Usually they are the ones who deliberately fight on mid, but not at all this time. In fact, Force One Esports, instead of going for one of those fakes, are committing all their eggs towards B. This could be interesting. And they're now trying to take mid control. 1 minute into the round. Maybe this could be a mid plus B crunch.
It definitely could be, and you can see that, I mean, Force One, once born, twice shy. They're just waiting for any of those ultimates to go down so they can have a slightly easier time getting on side. I think those ultimates are really making them reconsider. But now that Knight Rider is seeing that there's only one guy with a sheriff, he might feel a bit more confident to push forward. That recon is going to reveal him. Thankfully, he does not get shot through the smoke because they had control of that mid area. So now, Rafa can stroll into the side. Can just maybe find Badman, who's trying to find one kill with that sheriff, but is not going to find anything. Gets taken down. RVK is there to cover his teammates as well and watch the flank. Rafa found Ghost elsewhere, and he's going to prevent them from pushing from that defender spawn area. As there's only Hika staying alive over here with the sheriff, and I don't think he's going to be staying alive for much long. How many one-taps do we get? The answer, none.
Flawless round by Force One Esports. We already spoke about the snowball, but now the economic snowball is also building up. Everyone on Force One is on 9,000 bucks. Each and every single player. Force One, I mean, it's only Scargod and Knight Rider are somewhat around the $6,000 mark, but hey, that's okay. They can still buy for days.
Absolutely. I feel like just the amount of money that you have on Force One basically means that they have 2, maybe 3 rounds worth of buys if they want to force it.
Yeah.
And yeah, Enigma, every single round that they're going to win from here on is going to be hard-earned. It's not going to be an easy win by any stretch of the imagination. Coast, you picked up that operator. You only had 4,700 bucks in the bank. You better make it work. You find the first pick. Oh! He's going to answer with a collateral to start things through as he takes out Rafa as well as Scargod. As Force One definitely wish they had a stage right now.
Stars are lining up for Force One Esports. They have been doing it for now, but now Enigma put up stars of their own. As I say that, Ezzy, he goes into his astral form. That lovely collateral by Ghost might just be the one thing that Enigma have been looking for. They've never had a 2-man advantage in this entire game so far. So this is saying something. Enigma Gaming are kind of struggling, but maybe this double kill by Ghost will open things up. Unfortunately, they still don't have the round in the bag. Hika over here can catch Knight Rider off guard because his teammate Ezzy is deliberately giving out sound cues.
Oh, yeah.
You know, this is the place where information bias comes into picture. You know the position of one of the players and you will check that position, hoping that they don't check Rafa's position. I'm sorry, not Rafa. Hoping that they don't check
30 seconds left.
Hika's position over there.
Yeah. And they don't even have any molly to clear it out. They actually do have the Nano Swarm, never mind. So they could still try and take him out, but Hika is in such a great position here. Can he find a kill? No! He gets peeked by Ari at the worst time possible. And as he's being distracted by Knight Rider dashing in, thankfully got next. He's there with the trigger. Only 12 seconds remaining. Force One looks to get the spike down, but Knight Rider has knives out in his hands. He's making sure that he can cover for his teammate. Buy him enough time to plant. Ghost is peeking with the operator. Can he find the kill? Could updraft if you want right now, but that'd be a big risk.
Oh!
That sick shot from Ghost. Knight Rider. His dome completely fractured as that bullet penetrates his skull, and now RVK, yeah, he can try going in the corner for now, but they're gonna know exactly where he is. They're gonna be double peeking him. No way on earth he can get this defuse. Okay, he finds one. Can he find the second one? No, Ghost is gonna peek out. He's gonna turn on the second cloud burst, and RVK is gonna be caught off guard as Ghost finds a fourth for himself.
Good stuff by Ghost. Really carrying his team in this round. Teabagging for extra bad manners. Frowned upon, but hey, when you're finally able to win a round after 8 rounds of consecutive losses, you will be feeling that frustration. You will be feeling that anger. He started off with the collateral, got the second kill as these guys were trying to transition into the site. He basically destroyed Knight Rider's skull as he was trying to jump peek along with his Blade Storm.
Yeah.
And then the final kill and the defuse. Single-handedly winning his team the round with quad kill. Can he do it again, though? This time, he's going to be open towards B. Turret won't reveal his position, but then nobody from Force One Esports is keen on going towards the B main area just yet. In fact, they're all just moving towards mid. They don't even have a Nebula over here to take care of them. Finally, they will put one deep into mid, And this is an indication that they are going to hit mid plus B. That's why
Oh
Batman is
my
positioned
God.
over there, half on the stairs with that headshot angle. He's going to be able to get a kill with the Bulldog.
Bulldog.
And he's got Ghost covering the B main area, so he doesn't even need to worry about getting taken down from B main. Good angles by Batman, gets them the advantage, but as he wants to take the initiative towards A main, Knight Rider will be able to make his work short. Hector has the run it back. He hasn't used it since a very long time, but it seems like he won't be needing it this time around. As God Vexy collaterals them on the A short area. Really good stuff as he stops them from crossing into the site. Now it's just RVK. Spike drop deep inside enemy lines. Can he make it work with only 18 HP? It seems unlikely, and Higa will put him out of his misery. Good stuff by Enigma Gaming. They're starting to not only win the rounds, but chain rounds together. And they keep 4 players alive, which means finally Enigma also have a little bit of economic momentum going in their favor.
Oh yeah. I mean, Enigma at last finally have some breathing room to work with. Previously, it was just pure survival for them time and time again. But look over to the side of Force One. Look at what Knight Rider has picked up. He's looking to challenge Ghost with that operator of his, and Ghost is going to welcome the duel. Let's see if the game of dice does end up playing up favor of Force One. Well, for now, it is going to be a duel between the operators. Ghost is going to get stuck in by the gravity well. It's not a fair fight by any stretch of the imagination, so he is going to dash out. But gravity well could have been his demise, and Hika just holding on to the hot hands lineup for the time being. Is just waiting to throw it down and pair it with something like the gravity well or the concuss, so he can get a kill on the back of that. Knight Rider still holding though with the operator. Run. Could get a kill. Oh, I think he might have been spotted there. That gravity well's gonna pull him in, but he's gonna find the kill and dash away, and Knight Rider succeeds with the operator. But look at that, they've dropped the Killjoy ultimate elsewhere on the map. It's towards the B site. And now, Ghost, well, he's gonna have his work cut out for him. Somehow gets Rafa through the smoke, and that is gonna be Rafa taken out, but they are making their move towards A. It's actually been a sort of a double fake over here, and they're finally going to make their way towards A. It's only going to be Hika holding on, but he has the run back at the ready to sort of delay this push from coming in. But Shivy,
you are divided.
Close that door, make sure that there's no room for that happening. But oh my god, I think that Astral Divide might actually just prevent the door from being broken, but Hika crosses at the best possible time. Gets one kill, but Scargod is going to get the trade. Spike is going to go down, Chris, but still a 3v3 situation. Very doable for Enigma.
How many rounds is he going to save the run it back for? He's had it since like 3-4 rounds now.
Since the start of the game.
Since the start of the game. Now finally he's going to put it to use. Here's a Hunter's Fury trying to figure out the common angles, but RBK wants to rush him. Cancels the Hunter's Fury. Godvex is able to get the better of him. 2 versus 2 now. Still a doable retake for Enigma Gaming, and they need to win this one. Ghost holding that awkward angle. Knows exactly where Scargod is going to be, but he missed the shot, and he's going to get shot through the woodworks. It's just down to Vexy. Got the first kill, but he won't be able to double up as Scargod turns it around and gets him on time. 9-3. This is a significant lead for Force One Esports. Yeah. Even if Enigma Gaming win the last round, even if this is a 9-3 half, Knight Rider and his teammates will still be very happy.
Should I play some stars in this reality?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like Hika is gonna be forced to use his ult finally in this round. We're gonna see him make some aggressive plays, and I kind of sympathize where he's coming from. You know, every single time he's tried to make a play, he's just been shut down. So in a way, you just feel like, man, what the hell do I do? I mean, everywhere I go, I'm getting shut down. So what's the point of using the run it back? And Hika finally might be at a spot where he'll be forced to use it. Ezzy, well, he's gonna lose most of his armor thanks to that paint shells, but Ghost is being set up as a result. I mean, if they do decide to peek out, they're gonna be running into Ghost as operator, and for the time being, they're not making any sort of moves like those. Knight Rider's in a very cheeky angle, though.
Yeah, I don't think anyone will check this one. And it's a good angle too, because Force One Esports, they keep on doing these double fakes, so he can keep an eye on A main. And Enigma have a tendency to push out A main every time they don't see any action over there, just to gather some information. So Knight Rider's angle can be really crucial over here. But for now, Ghost is going to have to hit it. He catches Rafa as he was satcheling in mid-air. That's a ridiculous shot, Ghost. And somehow Batman avoids the Hunter's Fury, but he can't avoid the headshot from Scargod. And Scargod keeps on delivering again and again, this time getting so many kills. A third one? This is ridiculous. How many kills is he still gonna get? Knight Rider finally punishes Ezzy as he's now towards mid, and Hika has to use his run it back now. There's no other choice for him. But he's scared. If he uses his run it back now, he can get shot from mid. So he's gonna have to deal with Knight Rider first, who is just not willing to peek him. And the timing is just so bad. He gets picked off through the tiny gap, and Hika will die, not having used his run it back even once in the entire half.
I mean, I don't know
He
what
never got the
Force One
chance
had-
to.
Yeah, he literally never used the run back in the entire game. I mean, I'm sorry, in the entire half, he literally never
BYB
popped it. He
fam,
had it since
going
the
to
start of the
Astral to
game.
do them Astral
Oh
Guardian
man, that
things
is
I do.
absolutely heartbreaking because Hika is not one of those players who you can just shut down. You know, he's always gonna try and make a comeback. But this time around, I don't know what's up with Force One. I don't know what they've had for breakfast, but clearly they just spanking the side of Enigma right now. And Enigma, yeah, they can't do much to just counter the corporal punishment that the side of Force One are dishing out. With them on offense, maybe there's a chance, or maybe they can make work of those flashes that Hika has and have a slightly better offense. But it's still gonna be very very hard for them. It's they're basically playing against an 8-round deficit, and to cover that up means they have to win like 4 buy rounds at least. That's assuming they win the pistol and the subsequent round. And I don't think Force One are gonna let that happen so easy.
Yeah, they don't want to let that happen. And guess what? Considering how many players these guys are committing towards the A side, it seems like Enigma have successfully sold this fake. 3 defenders from Post 1 are still towards the A side. And now Enigma start to highway their way towards B. They've already got Batman positioned deep into mid. Nobody will check this angle for now, and maybe Batman can cut off the rotations. Will the rotations ever come through though? Because Force 1 Esports still very keen on staying towards A. And then you've got Ghost who's trying to sell this fake towards A2. Finally, Shivi spots out multiple players, and this is the cue for Force 1 Esports to start moving towards the B side. Shivi has no backup over here. He needs to stay alive for as long as possible, all by himself. There is Rafa, but he's been smoked off. So it's just going to be up to these two
my
players to
God.
somehow keep themselves alive. But hold on. Is this actually happening? Are Enigma Gaming actually going for a double fake? They go back. There's only 30 seconds left. This is the worst time possible to go for a double fake. And the one person who was responsible for cutting off the rotations of Force 1 has been taken down. And they've got this fielding prepared. This 3-man stack on the A side. I don't think Enigma is going to be able to make this. RBK with the classic burst is just so good. Night Rider comes in for the backup as well. And he's tapping heads away. Yeah, this was just too risky for Enigma Gaming to go for this double fake, and it just never worked out for them. 30 seconds left, and Force 1 Esports know exactly what's happening. Nah, man. It's just too much. Too much risk, very little reward, and they get punished for it.
Absolutely. I think the biggest problem was just, them deciding to going for the, them deciding to, make that double fake happen. And then on top of that, Batman even got picked off. So it's like,
Yeah.
things couldn't be any worse for you, man. Like, you're in the spot where you're already screwed, and you get screwed even further. And now you're up against the side of, you're up against the side of Force 1, who have a lot of weapons to work with. You're gonna try to force with a Master and a Sheriff, but that's not gonna work. And there you go, Force 1 is shutting them down. God next will find a kill though on Scargod. Maybe that's gonna open things up, but it's gonna be a difficult one for sure. Well, for the time being, the Spectre is gonna find Batman, as Rafa is gonna take out player Nitro is gonna find the other one as well. And now it's all down to God Bexy. A Sheriff, an Owl, and a Dream. A sentry on the other side that he probably needs to take up, but it doesn't really spot him. Oh, now it does. It sees him now, and there you go. RVK is going to put a bullet straight in his head. That's going to be the end of that. Force 1, in a very dominant fashion, reached match point.
Seems like Enigma have no response. The 2 rounds that they were able to win were on the back of them winning their fights towards mid. Unfortunately, I just don't see the same happening this time around. Enigma Gaming do have the weaponry. Force 1 Esports don't. This is a bonus round for them. So maybe if they hit their shots, Enigma Gaming can make this work. They can keep themselves alive. But instead of going for a double fake this time around, they are looking to go towards mid plus B. That's what the setup for Enigma Gaming looks like. Let's see if they're able to pick up these frags or not. Multiple people coming down mid, and it's just gonna be Knight Rider who's responsible for shutting them down. He sees 3 people at once, instantly gets destroyed, as all 3 of them shoot him down at the same time. But this mid plus B aggression has been read.
Yep.
2 people still on F1. Rafa tried to be cheeky in the smoke, but Hika and Essie will punish them both. That's it. They've got the B side in control. Finally, Enigma have a lifeline.
Oh yeah, I mean, this is the round they've been
Spike
waiting for
planted.
so long. I mean, they've been waiting for it for an entire half, and finally, Hika, the moment he gets his ultimate, pops it, doesn't make that same mistake twice, and now Scargod, yeah, he's just gonna be looking to save that Phantom at most. I mean, he's gonna be lucky if he even gets to do that, because, yeah, given the way he's set up, even though he's trying to take exit frags, it's gonna be hard for him to find any. The good news is that the Killjoy and the Jet are quite weak on the side of Force 1, so maybe, sorry, on the side of Enigma, so maybe this is those two kills can be found if they do end up going in early. And RDK is also in a cheeky position, but he's been spotted. Well, so I guess it's going to be the end of that. ScarGod feeling a little bit frisky. I think he might actually walk into Spike detonation range. He has to walk past over here. He's going to run into so many Enigma members and he's going to get taken out as a result. RVK, only a Spectre in his hand, is going to be taking it into the next round, but I'm not too sure what that's going to do either. I don't think that's going to be anywhere near enough to stop the side of, well, Force 1. No, I'm sorry. Wait, what the hell did I just say?
Just stop them from the side of Force 1. Yeah, I mean, they did
Yeah.
stop Force 1 for now. They keep themselves alive for just one more round. Enigma Gaming now, they have one more lifeline, but unfortunately... Oh, wait. Not unfortunately. I'm surprised Force 1 Esports don't have the money. This was supposed to be a bonus round for them. I mean, the previous round was supposed to be bonus, and now they don't have weaponry.
Okay, that's
Good stuff.
different.
Yeah, I mean, why not? They're holding on to their Spectres from the previous round. But Rafa pushes all the way in, runs out of bullets. Could have had the kill onto God Vexy, but that's okay. There's still a 3v3 and ScarGod's position goes unchecked. He's going to be able to spray them down. Batman comes a tad bit too late as he has died by that time, unfortunately. But still, take a look at this. They had, what, barely Sheriffs and anything to work with. Now Shivi has a Phantom. Knight Rider still holding on to that Marshal. Both of them closing in from different directions.
Oh yeah. I mean, good.
Oh, no.
Oh no, Batman! He misses both those shots. He takes out his knight. He's gonna updraft to try and get the kill, but Batman puts a bullet square in his head. Knight Rider gets taken out, and now it's all down to Shivi, the initiator himself. A Russian man with a Phantom in his hands. Let's see what he can do here. As he's gonna have to check multiple angles at once. Hikak, is he gonna be taken out? No, he is not. Hikak's gonna find the kill on Shivi. And Enigma, don't let rounds like those slide. Well, finally the torture is over. Finally the side of Force are going to be able to pick up the line. And surely this time around they're going to seal the deal, right?
Maybe they can seal the deal. Knight Rider's got the big bad operator. Everyone else on Phantoms and Vandals respectively. This is going to be a very evenly matched round in terms of firepower.
Oh yeah.
Coast is going to have to deliver yet again. He's been one of those guys who basically got a quad kill and got one round for his team. Let's see if he's able to do it again this time around. Unfortunately, no op for him.
Yeah, I think that's been something problem for Enigma. But starting things off,
Oh my
Force 1 by
goodness.
2 kills. One with the shotgun, the other with RVK. RVK does get traded out, but there's still man advantage waiting here for the side of Force 1. And there you go. The Astra being revealed means that they pretty much have to get out of there. The map is going to be crunched. You can already see that the Astra is pushing out from A main. It's going to be ScarGod. But Ezzy's going to find Shivi and maybe open things up towards B. This could give them a chance here.
What?
And oh goodness, Knight Rider misses the shot somehow. Batman is going to be able to take him out. And ScarGod, well, he has the
Spike
Phantom in his
planted.
hands, but can he find Enigma's players? They slip by right in the nick of time. And now it's all down to Rafa. He's the one who's going to be surprising them. He's the one who they haven't anticipated. The smoke is going to put him in a bad position, but he's going to peek out and get a kill regardless somehow. And now looking to go ham with those paint shells, sorry, and those satchels. And yeah, ScarGod's getting spammed through the smoke with only 30 HP remaining. This is going to be a hard round for him to take out Batman. He's going to be able to do the Nano Swarm and do a lot of damage over to Rafa. And just like that, somehow Enigma were able to hold on and make sure that the retake does not come through the Force 1. They're still in this trips, but I'm not sure for how long.
Maybe one more round as Force 1 Esports don't have enough money in this one. They do have enough money for a Force, but they would much rather prefer to have Sheriffs and Light Shields instead. Because they don't want to give too much to work with to Enigma. Every time Enigma puts up one round on the board, they keep on getting their economy bolstered even further and further. Which means these Sheriffs, no matter if they get kills, Enigma can still go for the rebuy. So they need to break their economy. They need to only do it once. That's going to be the game.
Oh,
Multiple people spotted. Or Enigma towards A main. So RVK is just going to deploy his utility and try to hold them off for as long as possible. But now he needs to worry about short as well because Rafa's been picked off. Two people now committed. It's going to be ScarGod and RVK both holding over here at the same time. And they've basically given up on A main. They're hoping to reinforce A short instead so that they don't have to fight both the areas at once. But the timing is just so unfortunate. Batman gets caught off guard. He needs to win these duels, but they don't want to give it to him. They're instead focusing on A main instead, and they're just going to let him be over there. Oh, finally Scargard puts him out of his misery. But it's a 4v3 now. A retake definitely possible for Force 1 Esports, and with this lockdown, they have nothing to deny it. Oh wait, they do have the Hunter's Fury. It's gonna come through. Does it catch a player? Definitely the lockdown will be destroyed, but does it do any economic damage as well? Yes, it does. Godrex is able to pull his gun out in time and get the kill onto RVK as he holds off. It's just down to Shivy. 1v2. Spots out the Sova. Knows there's one more player towards heaven. He's worried about getting double peaked, but the timing is off. They let him sneak by into A main. Maybe he can at least walk away with a better gun in his hands, and that's all that they needed to do. They will force the members of Enigma to rebuy their weapons. 4 of them too. That means Enigma probably will be struggling with their money. Hika and Ghost don't have too much to work with. Will they? Yeah, now they do. Now they do. Godbex has got 9,000 bucks as well, so Enigma is safe.
Yeah, they're doing just fine, but Force 1 on the other hand, they're gonna be in a bit of a pickle over here. They need to sort of win this round, otherwise, once again, Enigma could end up winning the next 2 rounds afterwards as well. Now, you look at the economy over on the side of Force 1, they have enough money to maybe buy Sheriffs next round, but after that, they're kind of screwed. I mean, if they do end up force buying the next one, like proper force buy with Spectres and Marshals, then they're not gonna have money for the 3rd round. Enigma, in the meantime, they have everything in the world to work with, but they don't have the luxury of giving away even a single round. And you can see as a result, Hika, he's feeling adventurous, he's feeling brave, and he's gonna clear out Bindery, and then probably pop his ultimate to go in and get that free kill. Killjoy ult, the lockdown is gonna come through. Scargod is not gonna be forced down, but a Nanostorm could easily fix that. Let's see if they do end up doing that. That gravity well pulls people in along with those paint shells, and the player has been detained. I'm not too sure if they know who it is. Scargod, nice concuss, but not really gonna find anyone, and as he's just gonna run in and take off Scargod's head. As Enigma walk into the free side, 2 kills under their belt already, and Force 1 gonna be in a hard retake, but Shivy with the short darts again!
This is the 2nd time he's managed to get a kill. Both of them on the players who are either planting or entering. The run it back, it's not going to give him much, but at least they got the round in the bag. It's a 2v4, and Force 1 are not really going for this. They would much rather save their weapons. They're expensive ones too. It's the Operator and the Phantom. So Enigma will keep themselves alive for 1 more round. And with this, they're starting to mount a comeback. They've put down 4 rounds in a row so far, which means Force 1 Esports really need to figure out what's going on. Maybe a timeout is in the works. Might try to looking to take away as many weapons as possible. But still, it's no problem for Enigma Gaming because they've got enough money to rebuy again. They need to make sure that Knight Rider doesn't carry his AWP into the next round, and they do. With no AWP and no weapons, Force 1 Esports are once again in the economic trenches. Enigma have the potential to push this to 12-8.
Oh yeah, I wish the viewers got to see that. Unfortunately, right at that moment, we ended up panning out. But yeah, he did end up losing his operator, Knight Rider, and he's going to be relegated to a Marshal now. And you can see slowly but surely, Force 1, I mean, somewhere or the other, the momentum has sort of stopped. The unstoppable force has finally met an object of matching caliber. And it seems at this point, all they really can do is take this round out, do a little bit of economic damage, and hope to win it out on the next one. Because if this ends up going to 12-12 in overtime, then I think Force 1, somewhere or the other, are going to be kicking themselves. Badman's going to find Scargod as well. Not much he could do in that situation. He's going to continue pushing forward, still has a sentry in the Nanostorm to clear out gardens, but for the time being, just the fact that he's made it over here is going to be more than enough. It's going to be down to Hika as well as God Vexy to try and push in from Aiming and get that kill. That's 3-5 Daisy as well on the map, but Hika is finally popping off. He's going to get the 3rd kill to his name. And Shivy might be good for 1, but nope, he's not even going to be good for 1. Badman's going to take him out.
Look, I'm starting to get nervous. This has gone on for too long now. They were leading 10-2, and now they're at 12-8. A comeback definitely is possible for the side of Enigma Gaming, but Force 1 Esports don't want to drag it any further. They take this time out, finally.
Yeah, they've given up 6 rounds since we switched over to the halves. That's 1 pistol and 2 buy rounds, and now they're once again, you know, on the verge of possibly winning out this one if they could end up getting, you know, those kills to start things off. But yeah, it's not going to be an easy one by any stretch of the imagination. One of the players, Knight Rider, is going to be working with Light Shield, so that means that a Phantom headshot is also going to find a kill on him. On the other side, though, I mean, sure, Enigma, they have all the money, but their economic advantage, it's nice to have, but it really doesn't translate to much else. It's just going to make sure that they can buy time and time again. Not like the other luxury of losing a round, so yeah, it doesn't really matter. But with this timeout, hopefully, the side of Force One can talk to each other, see what's going wrong, and just fix it, and just make sure that they plug the holes in this ship, which seems like it's about to sink. Well, the timeout's going to finally end, and we're going to see what sort of setup Force One decide to go for. They go for an alarm bot towards mid, pretty standard stuff. The sentry towards B as well. Just playing extremely defensive. I like this. They're trying not to take those duels. They're trying to make sure that Enigma comes to them. Even though they have a very good setup, Enigma, the fact that they don't really have a Killjoy ultimate to work with now basically means that they're not going to be in the spot where they can just straight up set up for fights. But Ghost, once again, able to take out Knight Rider as Knight Rider got a little bit greedy, tried to peek that once again, and now Badman spotted out by that sentry. RVK is going to have his work cut out for him as he's waiting for the recon dart to come in. We'll see if it does end up coming in. For the time being, it doesn't. And Ghost is going to be holding that beam in with his operator once again. Enigma, it seems like they might be able to take this to overtime trips.
Maybe they can.
I
They've
just
got.
gotta send them time.
I hope not. I hope not, Floki. I hope your magical powers and your witchcraft doesn't pay off today. You've got Scar God sitting inside mid. He's not progressing further because there's an alarm bot stopping him. But now the alarm bot will be broken, so this mid must be crunch will be successful. Shibi gets his head blown off. Spike down, but that's no problem because Hika will be able to shut him down immediately after. Ezzy in a great position to cut off the rotations from the players of Force One Esports, but it seems like the rotations will never come through. They would much rather save the AWP and then take it forward into the next round. And with this, Enigma Gaming have just put down 12-9. Force One Esports took that timeout. I mean, I'm pretty sure that in that timeout, they were simply discussing how Enigma Gaming are trying to work mid and a site at the same time, but this time, none of that happened. It was just a regular old B rush. Just clean, simple, methodical. Clear out the angles with the Owl Drone. Use Nanoswarm grenades to cover the cheeky angles. Make sure that none of the players of Force One Esports are getting cheeky and creative. Easy stuff. It was a slow and well thought out execute. Wasn't even an execute, you know? Execute refers to you burst into the side with all the utility at the same time, and you do it so fast that your enemies don't have time to react. But this time, Force One Esports had more than enough time to react, but they still never rotated. They were thinking that Enigma Gaming will go for one of those double fakes, which they did in the pistol round. Nope. Just a regular old B rush.
Absolutely. And now you can see that the members of Force One are in a bit of an awkward position here. While some of them have saved their weapons from the previous round, some of them have absolutely nothing. They have, I mean, Scar God, because he saved that operator, is going to be working with a Classic. I think he's going to be dropped a Spectre over by one of his teammates. RVK is going to pick up a Vandal. So they are going to try to buy. They're going to try to make something happen. And Rafa's going to start things off with a showstopper. Can he find a kill? No! Batman is going to put a bullet straight in his dome. And Rafa gets taken out right off the bat. As Force One once again working in a 4v5 situation, and now Shivi is feeling brave, looking to find Badman. He spots him out. Might be able to get the kill over here, and there you go, the spike being dropped. It's a lot of information here for the side of Force One. They know exactly what to expect now. Ezzy though, looking to push in without the spike. Need to catch Shivi off guard here. He actually find the kill. Shivi is ready, and he spots out Ezzy, and he's gonna be able to back off for the time being, just teasing him with that shoulder peek.
He's just trying to find out if Ezzy's all by himself or the other people are coming in as well. They did see the spike over there, but then the remaining players of Enigma Gaming were making a little bit of noise to it. Both the players get revealed by the recon dart. But still, the other players are missing. The rotations from Force One Esports now starting to come through, and Ghost is on top mid, trying to cut them off right here. The operator is successful in getting one kill. He's going to go around all the way from spawn just because he doesn't want to take any further engagement, and now posts himself up towards B Link, from where he can shut down RBK if he decides to go in any further. Skargot towards Market has no backup along with him. He's got RVK towards Link, who's not coming through just yet. Now he'll come back and join him on Market, but the Hot Hands are going to keep them at bay. Enigma Gaming are using all the utility to delay the retake from Force One for as long as possible, and it seems like they've done enough. Force One Esports are forced to go for the save. Enigma Gaming will reach double digits. They've made the impossible happen. They just needed one round to win Force One, but they couldn't even get that. Oh, This is so painful. Enigma Gaming, the glimmer of hope just keeps on getting brighter and brighter.
Yeah, this is like being, gutted by, I don't know, a big army knife which has chili powder on it, and it's just burning and burning and burning, and you can't do anything. You're out of medical supplies. There's nothing you can do to stitch it, to heal it, and yeah, Force One, they basically time and time again, it's just the sting of having to save their weaponry every single round that they're not able to put up a good buy and win. Knight Rider this time will once again have the operator, but he's not been winning his duels. His teammates still placing a lot of faith in him, but maybe this time around he can get a kill. They only needed to work once. If they can win this round, they can walk away with the game. They can finally close it out, which has been dragging for too long, but it's not going to be that simple. They still need to contend with Ghost and his operator. Knight Rider not even peeking this time around. His Cargon is holding the area passively. Those two stars going to be recalled. Just that they have some more cover moving up towards area. And there you go. Hika's gonna find the first one. The hot hands. Oh no! But the run back gets popped. Knight Rider finds him, but Batman gets the trade. And once again, Enigma in a 5v3 situation. It's all gonna be down to Shivi, Rafa, and RVK. Rafa finds the first kill. Can he find the second one? Does a lot of damage, but doesn't find it. Batman finds Shivi, and just like that, it's only gonna be RVK alive. Has the ult as already. Could actually pop the lockdown, but he walks through the hot hands, gets taken out by Ghost in the end. Post one, we might be going to overtime here, Crips. There's only one round remaining, and they don't even have money to buy properly in this one.
Is this actually happening?
I love the silence. I absolutely love the silence, Crips. You literally...
Yeah, because I'm out of words. Because I'm literally out of words. Come on, you were leading 10-2. Now it's 12-11.
Here.
You
Just
just threw,
express.
wait, how many?
Here.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You just threw 10 rounds in a row.
Oh, yeah.
I'm furious.
I mean, out of those, there's one pistol round, 5 buy rounds so far they've lost, Chris. I mean, so they've had 6 chances to win the game, and they've pretty much lost out every single time. And now, post one, well, they're not going to be working with a lot of weaponry. They pretty much have nothing left in the bag. It's all down to the jet knives and, yes, Gargot with his Vandal to find a kill. Only 50 HP to his name. Good news for him is that Vandal is a one tap headshot kill. So, well, okay, Knight Rider, that's about as good as it can get from that position. But now, look at Batman with the Killjoy ultimate, with the
Get out of my
lockdown,
way.
is going to be able to just walk into that side for free. Nice Astral
Yeah, but-
Divide from the Astra, but I'm not sure how much it's going to do.
Yeah, but that lockdown was just a ruse. It's a fake. It's only Shivi left over here, and now he's hearing all these players walk into the B site, and there's nothing he can do about it. There is a reverse lockdown, but it doesn't really matter because it's not going to detain anyone. All it's going to do is force the players of Enigma deeper into the B site, which is where they want to be. So both the lockdowns don't get any value, but at least the fake was successful from Enigma. 4 versus 4 retake. There's a Hunter's Fury committed as well. It's gonna tag multiple people. All 3 get tagged. Can he get a kill though? No kill, but Rafa will be able to follow up. The paint shell does get denied before he's getting to throw it in, but Batman is here to catch him in the retake. And they're actually making this work. It's a 1v1. Ghost pulls it back. We're going to overtime. How on earth is this possible? The ditch went from 12-2 to
Overtime.
12-12.
Oh my goodness, I'm really trying to control myself here and not drop any F-bombs, but my goodness, what the heck is happening here? What in overtime? Why did Post 1 give up so many rounds in a row? I just have no answers. I mean, at this point, Enigma, if they end up winning this one, Post 1, I don't even know what the morale is going to be like in the boot camp going into the next one. Because, yeah, Breeze, like the name suggests, is probably going to be a Breeze of Enigma to win this one. I mean, Enigma's had to have pristine focus up until this point to win out all these rounds and take it to overtime. But yeah, from here on onwards, the playing field is sort of level. Now you actually have a proper buy on both Force One and Enigma. So maybe this is the moment that Force One were waiting for, where they finally have some sort of a level playing field to work on.
I lost of words. Enigma also have been playing really well. Sometimes they go for double fakes, which actually work. Sometimes it's a single fake, and sometimes there is no fake. They just go in for those dry executes, and they do it so methodically, nicely, slowly, peacefully. They take their sweet time. They execute into a site with like 30-something seconds left, but it always works. This time, Force One Esports are losing out on time. There's only a minute left on the clock, and they have no realistic map control. And it's not like Enigma giving them anything to work with. No, Enigma Gaming, these guys also are not peaking. That's the mistake that Force One was doing in the first few rounds, remember? They were the ones who were going aggressively for the fights on their defensive side, and they get picked off. And that's how Enigma Gaming were able to pick up the opening frags in the second half every time. But this time, Enigma gave them nothing. 40 seconds left. Still no map control for Force 1 Esports as they finally start to make their way up mid. The alarm bot will spot them out. No problem though, because this does seem to be a mid to B crunch. RDK not really making this position too much of a secret.
30 seconds
Monoson
left.
grenades will hold them back. 28 seconds. You gotta hurry, man. I'm starting to get really nervous. They're trying to bisect this map by going in towards the spawn. This could be very unorthodox. The crossfire between Ezzy and Batman could be strong, but Batman isn't here to back him up just yet. And this means that they're gonna go towards A, but Hika will delay them. 10 seconds left. Run, run, run. There's only Ghost on the side. You need to kill him. But Ghost, he should be able to stop the plan from happening. He drops Shivy. No time left. They will win the round. Enigma Gaming have done it. They go from 12-2, and now they take the lead.
Standing.
Force 1 tried to pull a page out of Enigma's
Switching
book
sides.
by not going for
Match
a
point.
fake per se, but they're going for a very late execute, and all that Enigma needed to do is kill the spike carrier. That's exactly what Ghost did. He shut down the Sova as soon as he dropped from heavens. And that was a steep fall from heaven to hell, and now Force 1 Esports are staring down the barrel of a brutal loss. A potential loss that Enigma Gaming can do over here. I mean, Enigma have been flawless on their attacking side, and now they won the defense round as well. This is ridiculous. I refuse to believe this is actually happening.
If Enigma win this, they would have won 12 rounds in a row against Force 1 without having dropped a single one, a fitting reply to what Force 1 did to them in that first half of the match. But now, it's all going to be resting on Hika's shoulders. Can he actually see the dream through, or is he going to fall short? Knight Rider. He'll be holding on, doesn't really get flashed up. He's going to throw down the cloud burst, sort of make a one-way for himself, but yeah, they're not really pushing in just yet. After having spotted out so many players from Enigma, maybe you could see some players start to take more map control from the side of Force 1. Push up towards B main where Ghost is waiting for them. And you can see that Shivy is droning up that area trying to spot out players. But yeah, right in the nick of time, Ghost is actually going to walk away and not get spotted. Well, RVK is going to be playing towards mid, hoping to find someone with his weapon and take them out. But is going to back off after seeing no one there. And Hika, he's waiting very patiently over here. He's going to throw the second curveball. Hopefully catch someone off guard, but Knight Rider is going to be playing inside the smoke. And there you go, now he can finally peek on. He got to get what? What in the hell? He just ran
Spike down A.
and finds Knight Rider. Skargar though, still alive, still shutting them down. Batman's gonna be taken out here. The spike is dropped in front of him. He does a lot of damage over towards Ezzy. But now it's all down to one member, the leader. It's down to Shimmy. Can he find the first kill? Yes, he can. He
10
sees
seconds
the head peeking out, has the short cards out already. He's gonna delay the plan for a little bit. And Ezzy... What? Oh,
Spike
Shimmy
planted.
actually does not know where the spike is planted. Now he's finally going to see that the spike is being planted towards Generator. 77 HP remaining on Ezzy. Shivy is going to give noise away, but he's going to hold this angle down. Is he going to get the timing on him? If he does, he could be in such a good spot. That recon, it's stuck directly on him. He can't get rid of it in any way, shape, or form. Shivy just going to be holding on for the time being. Can he actually find him? No, he cannot find Enigma somehow
Attackers
to
win.
12 rounds in a row to take this match back. And Force 1, after a 10-2 lead with 8 rounds, they're up on their feet. Enigma cannot believe themselves what they've managed to pull off. Let the silence last.
Let the silence last. A moment of silence for Force 1 Esports, ladies and gentlemen. A moment of silence for our fallen brothers.
Disgusting. Disgusting.
Absolutely disgusting.
I'm gonna need another Red Bull after this. You know, that was absolutely insane. If
I'm
this is
gonna
how
need
Breeze is
something
gonna go. Yeah, fair enough. But let's jump into the LG Ultragear highlights real quick, Crips, and see exactly.
I
what
want to
went
rip
down.
my hair out with this. It's so frustrating to see a match like this. It's
Hey,
oh, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, let's just jump into the LG Ultra Gear match highlights. Let's take it slowly. Let's break down everything that went wrong for Force 1 Esports over here. We start off in an amazing fashion. It's like a roller coaster. It's going down the hill. You're having fun. Everyone's screaming. Everyone's enjoying. And Force 1 Esports, they turn into a snowball. They get that massive lead. They win the pistol round. They deny everything to Enigma Gaming. And they keep on winning and winning and winning. Enigma Gaming, in their first half, The mistake that they were making on their defensive side was that they try to gather information by pushing out and they get taken down instead. Force One Esports were very patient. You see, the moment they get an opening, the moment Enigma peek out to gather some information, they get that opening pick and then Force One capitalize on it. They move into the site after getting the opening picks. Simple enough. Not too complicated. It wasn't even like it's 200 IQ or something. No, it's just regular old pick and play playstyle. That's it. Simple enough for Force One Esports. It nets them a massive 10-2 lead. We go into the second half. And what do Force One Esports do? The same mistakes that Enigma were making. They keep on giving up their opening frags. They keep on giving away the man advantage. Enigma Gaming keep on getting the advantage for them again and again. But that wasn't the case, you see. Enigma Gaming wasn't going for a pick and play playstyle right off the bat. They tried to go for a double fake in the first round of the pistol. In the second pistol round, in the second half.
Yep.
It did not work. They ended up losing 2 rounds of the second half in a row. Force One Esports get to 12-2. They're sitting at map point comfortably. And then, I don't know what happened. Then it all goes downhill. Force
Yeah,
One
they
Esports
lose
become...
every round. They lose every round after that second round. After that 12-2. Every single round they've lost. 14 rounds in a row. Think about that.
Think about that, yeah. Just
To
let
win a
it
game
simmer.
of Valorant, you need to reach 13 man. You need to win 13 rounds. They won 14 in a row because of the overtime. I mean, I have to say, at the end of the day, Force One, it's really all about the mental game. For some reason, they were pushing out time and time again, thinking that they need to take these fights against Enigma, thinking that they need to get these pickoffs, but they didn't need to. They just went out, they gave away picks, making the same mistakes that Enigma made on their defensive side. Like you mentioned, it's the same thing happening time and time again. You push out unnecessarily, you try and take a pick where you probably have no business staying after they've dumped a bunch of utility, and yeah, you just end up getting out-aimed, out-dueled, outgunned, outmanned, outflanked, outplayed, to summarize it all up. And yeah, at this rate, I'm not too sure what to expect on Breeze. I feel like Force One, their morale must be completely broken by now. There's no way on earth I can imagine them going into Breeze with a level head, taking this game like, guys, let's just reset. No, it's going to be in the back of everyone's minds. And it's going to take a hero from the side of Force One to pull this back.
A hero, a villain, the whole crew of Avengers. You need all of that to make this comeback happen and Breeze. And I'm not sure if Force One Esports will be able to do so. Ladies and gentlemen, this was a match of epic proportions, quite literally, because it went the distance. And I've never, ever seen a comeback like this. Like, trust me, I've been casting for 4 years, but I haven't seen this ever. So this is saying something. So with
Yeah.
that note, we're just going to send it to a break. I think all of us need a little moment to just figure out what happened. Let it sink in. And we'll be back after a short break, ladies and gentlemen. You guys are watching the LG Ultragear TEC Gauntlet Season 1, powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen Radeon. We'll be back after a short break.
What's this?
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to LG Ultragear TEC Gauntlet Season 1, powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen Radeon, or rather, should I say, the Comeback Festival over here. That's exactly what I want to welcome you to today. What a game was that, Floki? You and I were both left speechless. Our job is literally to talk all day, but us running out of words to say, that's a message. It's saying something. Enigma Gaming shut everyone up. They were trailing 10-2. They lost the pistol in the second half, 12-2. And then they win 12 rounds in a row to make this scoreline 14-12 and take the map. Now we're heading into Breeze, the home turf of Enigma Gaming. I don't even want to imagine what the mental state of Force 1 esports players are looking like right now.
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, I don't think they're going to be feeling too happy. But hey, they've picked up a bit of a strange lineup this time around. They opt for a double initiator comp with a Sky as well as a Sova. So interesting. The Scar God's also probably going to be playing that Viper. So that's going to be the only controller for this map, which is sort of all you really need. I mean, you pretty much only need the Viper for her ball, and having a smoke is just like a cherry on top. But yeah, I'm going to be interested to see how Force will approach this. Enigma, I'm pretty sure that because they've practiced this map multiple times, they have an idea of how to play it properly. Uh, I feel like Enigma is probably going to be on the forefront of this. If there's anyone who's going to make a comeback on this one, let me just put it this way: it's going to be Force One, because I feel like this is Enigma's map to lose.
This is Enigma's map to lose. This is their series to lose. They were supposed to lose this one, Floki. They were supposed to lose Ascent, but they won it. I have no idea how. Now both the teams going for a similar lineup. Sova, Sky, double initiator on both the sides. We've got Cypher on Badman and RVK respectively. Scargod and Ezzy, instead of going for their regular Astras plays, they're going for Viper this time because you need the Toxin screen. And Knight Rider and Ghost is going to be on a Jet versus Jet duel, so no surprises over there. Hika still hasn't picked in the Sky, but now he just did, so
Yeah.
there you go. Hika and
Well,
Sky, we haven't seen him play an initiator before, but I do believe we've never seen Rafa on initiators before either. So both the players are kind of out of their comfort zones, and instead of going for the regular duelists, they will have to settle for the Skies. Both of them do happen to be Raze mains.
absolutely. Bit of a mirror lineup for both of these teams. They both pick up the exact same comp, so we're not going to be seeing a lot of difference. But given the comp that I'm seeing, I actually feel like this is a bit more attacking favor just because you have a Sky and those two extra flashes and those recharging flashes, right? I
Yeah.
mean, you're going to be in that spot where you're just thinking to yourself that, okay, we have all these flashes to work with, we have all these smokes, we have the Viper wall. I mean, what else could be? I mean, what else do we need to just burst in the site? Not much. You throw out the recon, you throw out the drone, you throw out the wolf if you have one, you throw out the flashes, and there you go, site's yours. But with the side of Enigma actually starting out an attack, I think they're the ones who are going to be setting the tempo for the map, and yeah, they're just going to be rushing straight up towards B. I mean, look at the mini map right now. See, that's where they're going.
Deploying
Start
drones.
things off. Rafa is going to throw out that Sparrow towards mid, but it's not really going to spot out anyone. And there you go. Oh, Rexy. Well, he's going to be the one playing the side here with Scargod for the time being. Rafa is going to find one kill to start
Spike
things off.
down,
Ezzy's
B.
going to be taken out. And Scargod, well, he's still alive. The answer's going to be no. Ghost takes him out. Rafa out in the open. So many angles to worry about. He's going to find his second kill as well. Can he find a
Nice.
third one? Yes, he can. Takes out Hiccup and gets taken out by Badman, but he's done enough work for his team. 3v2 man advantage, and Badman just got run and gonna drive by of epic proportions here. Ghost, he's gonna try to get the spike down. That's all he can really do in this spot. With the Sheriff in his hands, he can't even find the kill. He can't even get the reload in the nick of time. He's gonna get taken out. And there you go. Rafa's heroics chime in as a side of first one. They take the first pistol round. Good start for them. I think they needed that after the way they lost that last match.
Yeah, they needed a little bit of moral boost over there. They need to make sure that they win the subsequent round as well, because if they lose that one, all the economic advantage that they picked up in the pistol round will be negated. In fact, Enigma Gaming will pick up the advantage if they manage to win this round.
Oh yeah,
But
absolutely.
it seems like Enigma isn't going for any buy at all. They're just going to stick to whatever utility they have. Classic pistols all over. And
Okay, but-
shouldn't be that big of a problem.
Yeah. Bit of a ping issue here for Rafa for the time being, so quick technical pause just to wait for a second here. But yeah, good first round coming in for the side of Force One. I mean, I did imagine they'd be able to hold on against 5 members from the side of Enigma just rushing up that B side, but it seems like the setup is sort of working with Rafa playing towards that B tunnels area, just holding on and just trying to get some information towards mid, and being flexible enough to play the side as well. So we'll see if their setup continues to reward them, or will they have to switch things up. For the time being, though, this one should be pretty much a freebie. I don't see any weaponry being bought in Enigma. Best case scenario, they get the spike down. Worst case scenario, they all die. Well, they could potentially lose players here on the side of F1. It wouldn't be the worst thing in the world because they'd still have money to buy as long as they win the round. But still, just playing on light shields, it can be a little bit intimidating, especially on a map like Breeze, where having a Vandal can sometimes be rewarding because of the one-tap potential, even though the Phantom is a bit more accurate in that same regard.
Yeah, but then given the length of this map and given how
Oh,
far
yeah.
the engagements you pick up on this map, I do believe Vandal would be the better choice over here, because getting that ding onto the Phantom with 140 damage is just so annoying sometimes. Maybe in close angles you can make it work, but now we're going to be starting the round, and we've got Marshals. First contact's going to be Knight Rider. Doesn't connect, but no problem. Dawson Screen should keep them safe for now. Maybe Enigma can get a plant on the back of it, but they don't check the position of RBK. He's going to let one pass and then double up. They're actually managing to get some kills. Okay, this is good enough for Enigma. Their Viper's still online, which means they can use the screen. And with that screen, they should be able to plant without any difficulties. The Cypher's out, which means no more tripwires for them. They get the
Spike
plant. This is all
planted.
they needed. Another toss screen deployed, this time by Force1 Esports. This is to cut off all the players who are hiding towards the A main entrance and deny any post-plant positions. But then take a look at the player inside of Brown
Player
Hawk. That's going to be
standing.
Ezzy. He wraps all the way around, and he's actually managed to pull this off. Rafa has the better weaponry over here, but can he actually win this, though? Because he's surrounded in both the directions. He's trying to stick it. Will he peek? Yes, he will.
Player standing.
Okay, Rafa does win the first duel, but Ezzy knows exactly what's happening. Needs just one burst, and Ezzy with the quad kill this time around, just juking and jiving in between that toxin screen. Really good stuff by Enigma Gaming, and this is the worst thing that could have happened to Force1 Esports. They not only lose the advantage of the pistol round, but now Enigma can afford Vandals.
Yeah, not only that, I mean, this is pretty much a bonus round here for the side of Enigma. The next round's going to be the real buy round. They're already going to be at an advantage then, so this is just them finding that momentum nice and early. Force One, they're going to have to work hard to snatch this right back, but I think they're going to be feeling quite upset after what just happened. I mean, no way they should have lost that round. No way, Jose. But in the end, Enigma somehow get the better of them, even with their inferior weaponry. And now Knight Rider, he's going to be looking to work wonders with the Marshal. And he's going to be found. No, he's able to shoot and drive around that pillar, but does he the headshot on the Classic? And that's going to make him reconsider his life choice. Ghost elsewhere is going to be able to find Rafa, but REK is going to find the trade pattern to find Scargod elsewhere on the map. And now Shivi dropping down from that mid area is looking to find a pick. But he only has a Classic in his hands, and Batman on the look. Might be able to find RVK, who's pushed a little bit too far forward. Yeah, there you go. That's the pick that you were looking for.
Spike
As he's
planted.
gonna get the plant down on A.
Last
Now,
player
Snoop
standing.
surviving, make that one. Only Shivi remaining alive with a classic and a dream. There's no way on earth he can do anything over here. If he can pick up the sheriff, maybe he finds one kill, but that's all he's gonna be good for.
There is a weapon dropped on mid by Ghost. I do believe that Enigma are gonna put all their players over there and make sure that Shivi cannot retrieve it. So the best that Shivi can do right now is just run away, maybe get a kill or two. But he's been revealed first by the tripwire, now by the camera, and he can hear Badman. Can Shivi actually land the classic burst? Yes, he does. The first burst connected. Falls him down to 72 HP, but then as he trades him out.
Yeah, nice try by Shivi, but at the end of the day, it simply wasn't enough. And now, already with the advantage, you can see that the side of Force 1, they're going to be fighting from the back foot here, as they're not really going to have the money to purchase, full utility. They're going for light shields and rifles here. Gonna be a bit of a hard one to pull off. I'm not sure if Rafa is gonna have all his flashes available and the heal. I do think he should be having one less utility given the money that he had. I mean, probably it's not gonna be running the. Okay, never mind. He does seem to have all his utility. Good for him. But well, for the time being, Enigma, they're gonna try to push up towards this mid A, looking to find anyone towards this metal hallway. Ghost. Open up the door, see what he can find. If he can spot anyone just yet, but Ezzy's gonna be there to find Knight Rider. Oh no, Ghost walks straight up into the Seeker, gets blinded. And now Rafa, he's gonna walk into Ghost. Oh my god, he wasn't really expecting that to happen. The trade comes from
One
Scar and
enemy
finds a
remaining.
kill. Shibby and Scar are
Last
actually able
down
to chime
A.
in, making it a 1v1 between the Sovas. God Vexy going up against Shibby. They're both kind of low on HP. But God Vexy will at least get the plant down, but he's sort of stuck here for now. Shivi had a chance and he's going to be able to take out God Vexy at last and get that round in the bag. A much needed round for Force 1 Esports, because otherwise Enigma would have just run away with the momentum.
What a bunch of trades. Every side just throwing bodies at each other. That's it.
Right here.
You've got Enigma coming through the metal halls and then coming in from A main as well to put up a toxin screen, which allows the A main players to walk in. But then the metal hall guys are the ones who are supposed to pick up the fights, and they did win a couple of fights. They were able to take down 3 players, also stop the people coming in from wooden doors. So really good stuff over there, especially by Ezzy. He was able to get his team quite a lot of advantage. Also clutched it for his team in the previous round, but they can't keep on relying on him again and again. He was the one who's been heavy lifting for his team so far, and unfortunately there's only so much that his shoulders can do. Force 1 Esports bring it back, but they still don't have the economic momentum. Enigma with the better weaponry this time around.
Absolutely, you can see that this is almost this almost looks like a bonus round minus the extra money that you carry over from the pistol for Force 1.
Yeah.
At this rate, they pretty much relying on Knight Rider and Shivi to do most of the heavy lifting. And Knight Rider has been dormant for the first 4 rounds, but maybe this is the round where he actually starts waking up. On Enigma on the other side, all across the board, they have Vandals, and even if they lose this one, they'll at least have money for Sheriffs and Light Shields going into the next one, possibly even some Spectres here and there. Yeah, Force 1, if they somehow manage to win this one, they will have the economic momentum. And if they can survive, like if they can get 3 players alive into the next round, that's going to be even better, because they're all going to be going into the round with Vandals. You only have 2 players dead. And they're going to finally start building up the economy, which is much needed on a map like this, which get out of hand pretty quickly. Gargon is going to throw that ult down right off the bat, along with the snake bite, just to make sure that they won't be able to push it through the wiper out. And then he's going to decide to push in anyway. What the hell is going on? He's going to get taken out. He walked through that wiper spin, and he got hurt by that Hunter's Fury. That was so weird.
Look, you take a look at what Ghost and Badman are up to. They've reached all the way towards the spawn area. Unfortunately, they're losing their players towards the B main entrance, but Hika manages to bring it back. And with this now, Ghost can stop all the rotations over here. Did he just not see
One
it?
enemy remaining.
Badman let Knight Rider survive for a few seconds longer than expected, but they bring it back nonetheless. Enigma Gaming, really good stuff, really good adjustments too. Force 1 Esports shut down the entire B site, the main entrances, by putting the Viper's Pit over there. But then we had God Vexy commit his Hunter's Fury to clear out the more common angles towards the back of site. And he actually sent in Ezzy as well, just so that he could, you know, throw a little bit something extra along with the Hunter's Fury. An insurance policy, if you may. But
Oh,
the
yeah.
real insurance policy was Ghost and Batman. They went from elbow to the top of mid. They got into the nest and then towards the defender side spawn, came in from arches, and nobody figured out.
Yep. Just to drop some more salt into the wound, Ezzy, the ult he got hit by was actually God Vexy, so he got hit by his own teammate's ult. Ezzy, for the time being, is going to be revealed, but there's not really have much to worry about because the weaponry is not too good on the side of 6-1. Less Ruff can make that frenzy work, and he actually does! So now he is also going to find a shot. Batman elsewhere with the Sheriff. Ghost is going to finally find Knight Rider, but Shivy still just looking to hurt people with that martial of his. And now, there you go, the Hunt of Fury is going to come through. Can it find players? Well, it tags the corner actually once, and he finds it the second time as well. Force one, they win around by forcing. And all of a sudden, in Enigma, the momentum has been shut down. They worked very, very hard to get 4 players staying alive, taking their weapons into the next round, and this is just about as good as it gets for the side of Force One.
Force One Esports not repeating the mistake they did in Ascent, this time holding very passive angles. They had 2 players inside of the brown halls who were just making sure that this A main execute comes in only from A main and not from the halls. They can't crunch over from both the sides. Both those players were responsible for holding that area down like a fortress, and they did so. And after that, all they needed to do was rely on the Hunter's Fury coming in from Shivy. The camera tag helped Shivy get that initial tag, and then after that, it all went crumbling downhill. The toxin screen also did not really protect them for too long because Scar God went down early. Good adjustments from Force One Esports as they're making Enigma Gaming sweat.
My eyes are down.
But this is going to be yet another sweaty rush by Enigma Gaming towards the A side. The well-timed reconduct might just result in the death of Ghost over there, but he survives by the skin of his teeth. This time a Viper spin has been committed, but Hikka gets taken down. Really good adjustment by RBK. Even though his tripwires have been destroyed, he's still able to find a couple of blind shots. And with that man advantage too, the retake is going to be really difficult.
Give me a corpse.
They're just getting spammed through the Viper ult itself. There's nothing they can do to get out of the pit. Now, Godvexy playing in. He's going to be able to find 2 picks to start things off, pulling it back for his team, making it a 3v3 again. And even Steven's affair, but Ezzy is looking to shut him down. Batman though is not going to let that happen as he finds Knight Rider as well as Scargod. Just Rafa remaining alive. Can try to tap the spike, but it's not really going to result in much. Ezzy's going to walk out and get the kill. And even though the side of Enigma, or the side of Force One managed to get those 2 kills with the Viper split, they couldn't follow through.
Exactly, they realized that Force One Esports like playing very passively on the A side. They never play aggressively to its A main, always holding either the backside or the bridges. They even hold the brown halls to some extent. So Enigma Gaming decide, you know what? You can keep those areas for yourself. We don't want any part of it. We just want the first few inches of the A side where we put down the Viper's pit and we go for the plant. Even if you take our players down through spamming, it's okay because we will have better first one positions. And Force One Esports, they never had any say in this round because Enigma never fought them in the first place.
Oh yeah, Rafa, he actually is going to flash himself through, but Hika's going to get the better of it now. Batman with all this, everyone's positioning. Shivy tried to hop, tried to bounce with the classic, but doesn't really find anything. And now RVK left in a 2v4 situation. His teammate Scar was going to try to help him out with the Phantom of his, but there's really not much he can do over here. At best, he can maybe find 1 kill and that's about it, but no, that's not even going to happen as Batman is going to take him out. And yeah, there's a Cypher ult coming through and Batman already puts up 2 more points to it. So, sorry, 1 more point towards that Cypher ultimate, which is very handy on a map like Grease.
Yeah, what a different vibe these 2 rounds. Enigma Gaming in the previous round completely avoided the fights. This time Force One Esports decide to fight Enigma themselves. They were the ones who took the initiative to push out mid and battle with Enigma Gaming. It was an all-out brawl. Flashes, gunshots, all of them just reigning supreme. The traps and the lineups of the toxin screens were just completely irrelevant. This time Enigma Gaming want to make a mid plus A crunch as they put down the cyber cage on mid and walk in through the wooden doors. The A side is completely empty, but in response to that, Knight Rider and his teammate Shivy are both pushing in for the backstab, but there is Godvexy prepared for them. Does he know about this area? Yes, he does. Sprays down them both. The backstab's been taken care of as he burns Rafa with that snake fight. And it's just RVK left in a 1v4. Almost impossible situation as Ezzy drives by him. And that's Enigma Gaming taking a decisive lead at 6-3 now.
Yeah, great stuff by Enigma just to get to the halfway point. At least it's going to give them it's just going to make sure that they're not in the back foot going into the next half. But if they actually want to secure an advantage, they need to start winning some more rounds. Thankfully, Force One don't really have a buy on this. They do have ultimates to work with, though. They have the Viper Spit, they have the Cypher Ult as well. So, yeah, this is not going to be easy by any means, even though this is a bit of an eco here for the side of Force One. We'll see if they decide to use those ultimates, though. I don't think Skargod's going to pop his ultimate right off the bat. The Jet is, though. Knight Rider is looking to find some kills. Coast, well, he's going to find RVK to start things up. That takes away the possibility of the neural theft coming in. Hiccup with the flash is going to end up getting some information over towards his team as he blinds one of the players. Coast, so far, he's going to find one. He's going to find a second one as well. 3 in total for him. As Skargod's going to finally find the trade, but it might be too little too late. He's getting spammed through the box. Nothing he can do in that situation. And now Knight Rider with his knives out. Ah, boy, he popped it. He was looking to find some kills. Maybe he can get an exit if he's lucky, but that's all he'll get.
Really good stuff. The coordination between Ezzy and Ghost was spot on this time. Ezzy takes his toxic screen down, and Ghost delivers with those double kills. But this time, Ezzy himself has been taken down. Knives chiming in for Knight Rider as he's picking up kill after kill. This is important over here, by the way. He might just be able to steal a gun, and even if he's not able to do so, it's completely fine. They make Enigma Gaming drop 3 of their weapons, which is crucial. Because you see the economy on Enigma Gaming, it's starting to build up right now. You've got Godbexy on 8,600, Hika on 4,500, Badman on 7,300. All these rich players, they can keep dropping their teammates for the next few rounds, and they have money for days. You need to start getting these kills onto Enigma players and make sure they don't carry the weaponry forward into the next round just to keep their economy humble. But given that there's only 2 rounds remaining, I think Enigma Gaming have enough economy for the entire half now.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this is going to be, almost impossible for the side of Force One to break the economy of Enigma, like you mentioned. So, at this rate, they might as well just try to take these fights head on and get some kills. But Badman is not going to let that happen as Rafa is going to get taken out. Godvexy is going to find Skargod as well. And all of a sudden, the buy round crumbles around Force One as they lose control of the B side. They're going to try to retake this. I can see that the Knight Rider is just still towards defender spawn, just being AFK for the moment, it seems. But no, there is signs of life. He is moving. And Shivy, with his Vandal, if he wants to make it work, then he's going to have to work overtime.
Yeah. No times this time around as Enigma Gaming want to take a lead and Force One Esports give it up.
Okay.
Well, at least they're able to pick up exit kills. Ezzy gives up his own exit kills, no pun intended. But that's it for them. Doesn't matter if he gets taken down. They need to just hunt down the economy of Force One Esports players. They know Force One can't afford to buy again, so if they take these weapons down, Force One are broke in the next round. They have nothing to work with, and every weapon that they lose is just another nail that is being hammered into the coffin. Shivi the only one carrying his weapon forward. So it doesn't matter if Ezzy and Hika die, they can always buy again. But can Force One do so? Nope, they cannot. Only one Vandal to work with. RVK purchases the Vandal by sacrificing his utility and the heavy shield. He's gonna have to go in for the light weapons instead.
Oh yeah, I mean, RVK at this point is pretty much only going to be playing off the neural theft, more playing like a duelist, hoping that Rafa, someone sets him up with a flash and he's able to, just do something for his team that's going to be beneficial. As otherwise, his ultimate's going to go to waste. Skargod also has the Viper Spit ready, so he can just use it at the start of the prevent anyone from coming in. And that's actually the round that Force One did manage to win, if I recall correctly. Yeah, it's still not going to be an easy win by any stretch of the imagination. They're still going to have to stop the rush from coming in from the side of Enigma.
And that's the thing, Enigma Gaming's rushes have been so varied. They don't do the same thing ever again. Sometimes they use the aim and execute along with Brown Hogs. Sometimes they do it with mid. And this time, Ghost doesn't even need anything. Just dry peeks Knight Rider and wins the duel. Toxin screen might help them get inside safely. Viper Spit for extra security. But no! Skargod gets taken down. That makes things even harder. He tried to push through the toxic screen and it does not pay off at all. Retake gonna be very messy, but Enigma continue to deliver.
Last player standing.
Well, there you go. That's going to be the end of that. And I have to say, playing Viper on Breeze on defense with the Viper Spit, it's such a catch-22 situation, right? Because every single time you're like, well, if I ult, then they're probably going to go A. But if I don't ult, then they could come B. And in that case, I would like to have the Viper Spit online. So, yeah, it's one of those situations where you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. And it's really hard to navigate those sort of circumstances. I feel like the only real play to make in that sort of a situation is to go for the 50-50. Just go where you think they're going to hit, and hopefully that's where your ult is dropped that so you can buy a few more seconds for your team by forcing the enemy team to rotate over towards mid or the other side of the map.
They've used the Viper Spit twice on A, and every time they do it, they've been successful. The
Yeah.
Toxin screen and the Viper Spit just providing so much cover to Enigma Gaming going into that A site. This time they never even needed to combine it with mid or brown hogs. They were just straight up able to make it work. It was a one-dimensional push, but it still ends up working. Well, now that the sides have been switched, F1 Esports are on the attacking side, and they use the elbow area to get up towards mid. They have left RVK down as the lurker to make sure nobody can backstab them from A, but everyone else just now trying to take mid control, and maybe this will be a mid plus B crunch.
Yeah. Could certainly be a mid plus B crunch on the menu here, but for the time being, they're actually going to try to make their... Okay, they are going towards B, but they're all going from mid.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Nobody from mid.
Yeah, exactly. And this is actually going to work out for them. But as I say that, Scargot gets taken out as he gets caught reloading at the worst time possible. And as he goes to try to with 2 kills, it's pretty much the round done and dusted over here. Nothing Enigma can do. Hika takes out his flash shot at the worst possible time. Gets his head blown off clean by Shivy. But yeah, at this point, all you can really try to do is get the spike down and have some extra money going into the next round.
Esports. They're being pushed from all directions. 2 people from bridge. They've got one on the mid
30
doors.
seconds
At
left.
least the mid door players will be dealt with. So now you can take those 1 positions before the garage guys can arrive. But they are here already.
Last player
And they're actually
standing.
winning the fights. Coast takes down RBK, but Shivy with a nice response. Unfortunately, won't be able to make it work. Force One Esports basically lost that round when they decided to push all their players in from mid. Take a look at the Toxin screen that they've used on the B site. That Toxin screen is put down so that your players can move in from the B main area without having to worry about tunnels and arches.
Yeah.
And then all you have to do is clear the back of B site. But they all go in from the B tunnels. And that Toxin screen that Force One Esports used actually works against them now.
They outplay themselves. That's
Yeah,
what
they
do.
Exactly, they outplay themselves. They use the utility in the wrong way. They push in from the wrong places, and their own Toxin screen is now the deterrent for them to get into the site.
Absolutely. The recon dart this time around is
Grounded.
is not the recon dart they were looking for, but Ghost finds a sick kill on Knight Rider to start things off. And there you go. Well, Shimmy just answers right back with a headshot of his own, but Hika's still remaining on the side, and they still have to contend with him. Rafa's probably gonna have to break that profile further against, but yeah, Scargot is gonna get taken out. That spike being down on A, and there's nothing they can do to recover it. Shivy, the only person alive who can possibly do something here with the classic, is actually gonna find a second kill on Godbeck. So yeah, he's certainly making that martial work, but not sure how long he can keep this up for. He's still in a 1v3. He doesn't really have a good pistol or an SMG to fall back on.
Oh, that recon dot could have been amazing. If it actually went through the chute, it would have faked the sound cue. Then Enigma might think that he's coming from mid. But it never opened the chute, the sound cue never went through. And now Enigma Gaming are still alive and alert. He can hear the water footsteps, which means someone's near the pyramids. Where are the others though?
Yeah.
Spots out Hika. And Hika's
30
offering him
seconds
a 1v1 individual duel.
Nope.
As he puts up that Toxin screen and says, no, Hika, you won't do it all by yourself. He's trying to push the advantage even further. Hika just so hungry for frags here. He wants to shut this game down right here and now.
Yeah, I think he still has some PTSD left over from the last game after the first half. So he just tried to, cross his T's and dot his I's properly. Well, let's see if he can continue that performance up here. But I do want to ask you this, Crips. Isn't the recon visible globally whenever you use it on the SOA?
Yeah, it is visible, but then you never know, right? If it actually went through the chute, it creates a sound cue as well. So it is visible, but the sound cue kind of makes you think, is he there, is he not there? It's just a mental game.
Yeah.
I mean, Enigma would have had to check both the angles nonetheless, but still, a little bit of insurance policy. RVK has an insurance policy of his own, and it's called the Vandal. He taps away people with it, sprays them down too. Now it's just Batman and Godvexy, both of them from tunnels. Rafa takes a ding to the head, but his stronger weapon gets him the kill onto Godvexy. Now it's Enigma Batman. Poor man just left in the backside all by himself. There's no one else coming to help him
Spike
out
planted.
Headshot.
He's good for one. He's gonna take out
Yeah.
Rafa, a very wounded, crippled Rafa. Maybe he can find a second one, but Knight Rider's gonna say, nope, not today. Gonna two-tap him with the Phantom, and that's probably why you want to Vandal on this map, but still, it's not all that bad. Force one, they put a round on board for themselves, so yeah, it's not gonna be the end of the road for them here just yet. They're still gonna survive for a little while longer, but the question is, can they actually pull a comeback like Enigma did? I mean, if they can, then boy, this best of 3 is probably going to be the most interesting best of 3 that we'll have up until the grand finals of this entire tournament, not gonna lie. But yeah, up until then, I'm curious to see what ends up happening. Well,
Slow and
Untitled.
methodical.
yep. Slow and methodical is the name of the game for the side of Force One. That Sparrow just flew for the longest possible time and went from tunnels. I don't think anyone is even playing B properly from the side of Enigma. It's just gonna be the Cypher all by himself. And Batman, well, his work is cut out for him. He's gonna be forced in that position, but there you go, there's the tripwire and the Cypher cage coming in handy. He's only good for one though, as Force One are able to get the trades and the man advantage back in their favor. Ghost with the operator. Looking to
Spike
find some
planted.
kills. I don't think that's the operator. I think that's okay. That is the operator. Never mind. Thought that was the
Yeah.
marshal for it, but yeah, Ghost gonna whiff. Doesn't see anyone, and at this point, I think he's better off saving that operator, but he's actually pushing forward, looking to find a kill. RVK, he's gonna be able to find Hika and just make sure that Ghost does not feel too comfortable trying to force an angle to
Last player
get an exit
standing.
frag of any sorts. And there you go, RVK once again is gonna find Ezzy on the flank. And Ghost, 70 SP to his name, is probably gonna be good for one, but they're not gonna let him save the operator. Well, Shivy, he's gonna survive. He's not gonna really take that shot to the chest, and maybe we'll get the kill in return as Enigma. Their operator taken away. Probably gonna have to eco this one and look to buy the next round. As Force One, they're actually showing signs of life here.
They don't pick up the op after they killed Ghost over there. That's saying something. It kind of indicates that Force One Esports really want to play these angles up close and personal and go in for those rushes rather than picking people off. And they haven't been playing a very picky playstyle like they did in Ascent. No. They usually rely on elbow. They get up close, as deep into enemy territory as possible without being detected. And once they are detected, they just burst open the floodgates.
Oh,
Let's
yeah.
see if it works for them this time around as they try to go A. They've left RBK as a lurker who will come in contact with Ghost. First few knives missed. He sees the...
Cage
He hears the footsteps of Batman as well and looks around to push him at the same time, but that cyber cage actually helps him isolate the fight against Ghost. Batman can't trade him out, but that doesn't matter. RBK was just a bruise. Now his other teammates are gonna have to put up a defense on the A side. The recon dart reveals got next. He doesn't get shot through the smoke. Doesn't matter. Rafa is gonna be able to put bullets into his brain, and he done doubles up onto Batman as well. Good stuff by Force One Esports over here, as they're starting to chain rounds together and keep their players alive too, which means the economy starts to build up for them now. Scarguard and Knight Rider are on $8,000, so that's amazing. And it means that Force One Esports can afford to lose a couple of rounds now because they've got extra money to spare. But if they lose a single round, then that's going to be Enigma on map point. So
Oh, yeah.
really, what can you do?
I mean, they're pretty much in this sort of situation where they kind of just have to buy every single round. You know, they can't really afford to give away a single one because then they can be playing for OT. And this time around, Force One, to win the buy round, they actually have the Seekers, so you can have a decent idea of how many people are playing on the A side. They know it's two. Knight Rider gets flashed himself, so he can't really push forward just yet, and that actually might have been his downfall, but no, Rafa's able to cover him, get him a kill. Just make sure that he stays alive. Heka, with a Sparrow of his own, is going to flash multiple people, but the counter flash comes through. Now, Rafa is going to find one kill before being faded out by Batman. Heka just whipping on that shot. Batman, though, still alive, but RVK will take him out. A 1v3 for Ghost, once
Spike
again with the
planted.
operator in his hands. Not too sure how much he can
Whoa.
do. The answer is going to be not much as Shivy shoots him through the door.
It was a risky push that Force One Esports did this time. They put down the toxin screen on mid so that they can cross over in towards the mid double door area. But that toxin screen does not extend towards the A side, which means once they enter the side itself, these guys are going to have to rely on their flashes and their fighting. Nothing to cover up ground for them, nothing that they can hide behind. No toxin screen present over there on the side itself. And plus, things become harder when Ezzy uses his Viper's Pit on a main. But then Ezzy was forced to fight towards double doors, and that Hyperspit was completely rendered useless because nobody came in from A-main in the first place. Really good stuff by Force One Esports as they're able to somehow adjust, even though Enigma Gaming were using their ultimates to lock out the A site.
Absolutely. I mean, Enigma are now in the spot where they sort of just have to win this round, otherwise they're not really going to be in a good spot. They have Sheriffs and Marshals in this one, so it's going to be hard, but Knight Rider takes out both players from Enigma, and there you go, Scargod's also going to find Ezzy, and Batman's like, I can't cross over without giving away information. He's going to break that tripwire, information given over.
Spike planted.
Now they know who's on the
Last
flank.
player
Hika might be able to
standing.
catch one player off guard if he's lucky.
Girly.
With the third bullet, he gets the kill. They find the second one. No! 2 body shots, but no bueno. As RVK is going to take out Hika. Well, Enigma will finally have a buy once again, and their economy is actually starting to look a little bit decent because of the lost bonus that starts to come in. They could probably buy the next round as well if they end up finding a few kills in this one. But yeah, over on the side of Force One, they have all the money in the world to work with. They could even just buy 3 operators and still have money left over to buy in the next round.
Yeah, would have been a really viable strategy on the defensive side, but
Yeah.
not an attack maybe. They want to hold on to their automatic rifles rather than going in for the snipers. They believe in playing close contact. That recon dart going all the way through might reveal some people. That should give them an early warning, but then Force One Esports are not committing most of their players towards the A side. It's just 2 of them. RVK giving out sound cues deliberately. Nice. And now he jumps through himself. Does Hika actually know he's coming through, or does he think it's a fake? The Hunter Fury has been committed to clear the common angles, but nobody gets tagged, so Batman will still live to fight another day. Rafa, on the other hand, he will take down the life of Ghost. Batman can't get only one.
Welcome
That's
to
all she wrote for
my
him.
world.
And the Viper spin reverse this time around. No, Hika, not like this! Somehow
Spike
brings it
planted.
back to a 3v3, but they still have to deal with the Viper spit. If Godvexy gets a tag with the drone onto somebody over here, that will be great, but I don't think he's going to send his drone in there at all.
Oh yeah.
So it's it's a 3v3 retake inside a Viper spit. At least
That's
now they
like-
know nobody's outside it.
Yeah, that's very important because now they can actually throw in the shock darts as well as the Hunter's Fury if Sova gets a safe enough haven to try and do so. But Ivan is actually going to go inside, find 2 kills for himself! And there you go, all of a sudden, Enigma, if there are any dreams of taking this map back, well, they are lost. Because there's no way on earth they actually win this round. And Ezzy just going to be looking to save up that rifle, make sure he can take the next round as he slips his way towards mid.
Oh,
and
can't even
Nightlighter's
save
gonna
it.
deny that. Yep. Well, I think they should be able to buy this round if need be. I see Batman has picked up a Sheriff. Ghost has money to buy with light shields, but are they going to choose to do so? That's the question.
Loki, I see Ascent all over again. We
Ah,
had
boy.
Enigma leading 9-3 in the first half.
Don't
Keep
you
that
say
in
it.
mind.
Don't you say
And
it.
now Force One Esports are on the verge of a comeback. They're just 2 rounds away
God
from
damn it.
equalizing the scoreline.
The C word. The unholy C word. Or rather the holiest C word of the two. But
Depends on whose fan you are, yeah.
yeah, I mean, in this sort of a situation, a comeback is mostly going to mean that it's going to be a little bit hard for them. Well,
You said it.
I
You
said
said the
it
C
myself.
word.
I did.
Blasphemy.
Well, I mean, we sort of level the playing field now. Now that you've used it and I've used it, it sort of, cancels out each other's effects. It's like fire and water. We're back to square one, hopefully. But yeah, Force One, they've won 6 rounds in a row, Chris. If they win another one, it's going to be the 7th one for sure. Enigma, somewhere or the other, have to be feeling a little bit taken aback by what's going on because this map was supposed to be theirs. But it seems that the side of Force One were actually ready for it. RVK, gonna look to get some more ground with that Cypher Cage of his, but Heka is going to be playing towards stairs. Batman is also going to be playing towards that mid area. He's pushed me quite far. He might actually be able to get a wraparound in. Well, RVK.
Just making noise over there towards A, while the rest of his teammates continue to work towards elbow. Finally, I think Enigma Gaming now know They're starting to adjust. You can see that the Sky is trying to move in towards the mid doors, and Hika picks off RBK. That's the lurker taken away. The Seekers will reveal the positions of two players on elbow. One of them will be revealed towards deeper mid, but the Seeker is just very far away. Oh my god, poor Rezi got taken down by Knight Rider. Ghost does bring it back to some extent, but the site is lost, and F1 can go for the blunt. They will have the site, but they don't have the man advantage, so the retake definitely is possible. Seekers deployed by the defensive side as well. They will be able to reveal the post-plant positions, but the plant itself has never come through, so what kind of post-plant are we looking at over here? Toss and screen might just allow them to come towards the pillar and go for the plant just now, but there's only 20 seconds left, and as soon as they tap the bomb, they will try to move in. F1 Esports, they go above and beyond of what is required to pick up the frags towards Arches. That will secure them quite a lot of ground, but still no plant. Enigma Gaming need to win this one. Badman takes down Scargod. It's just Shivi left, and he's towards the pillars. He's trapped, and Ghost will put him out of his misery. Finally, Enigma Gaming get to map and match point.
Yep.
The comeback denied, but wait, there is still an opportunity. F1 Esports have plenty of money in the bag.
Match point.
Yeah, a lot of cash in the bank for them, so they don't really have to worry about them losing out on in terms of money. I see that REK is actually playing on light shoes, but he doesn't even need to do that. He can just request a rifle from one of his buddies, and I'm pretty sure Scargod will give him a drop happily. And now, once again, we are at a 9-12 half. Timeout is going to be taken out, and we might be in that situation again where, we might see a bit of a, you know what I'm talking about over here. So, yep, I'm not going to say it. RVK in the meantime is like disinterested. He's just like, I'm going to take this as casually as I can. I'm just going to check out my phone. And
looking at some memes, maybe some comeback memes.
I mean, I'd need that after, that shellacking on Ascent. Enigma, though, you can see they're all smiles in their boot camp. They know, hey, guys, it's just one round, Hey, it's just one round we have to win. Just one round, right? We can win it, right? Right? And then there's nothing but silence.
I mean, I don't have an answer to that, so what do you want me to say, dude?
No, not. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the boot camp, because it's signifying that the side of Force One are actually making a comeback over here. But let's see if that actually bears fruit or not. The timeout has finally gone off. We'll see if Force One can continue trying to, pull one out of the bag and hopefully take this map under their belt. They're choosing not to drop over RVK, so that's going to make sure that they actually have enough money to buy the next round as well. We'll see if that does end up happening, though, because, for the time being, if they lose this, they're pretty much done. And Ghost goes out, gets a kill on Rafa, but the trade comes through. This is actually not bad for the offense here. A 4v4 situation. Hunter's tree is going to be forced out. Can Gorvex actually find someone? The answer is going to be no. Hiccup found another kill, though. And with RVK taken down here, that's the eyes unavailable for the side of Force One. No neural theft. Nothing to work with. Gonna have to wait for the recon dart that Shivi's gonna get in another few seconds.
Yeah, most of them now trying to commit towards the A site. They've lost their lurkers on B, which means Enigma Gaming can read this like an open book. Enigma players are also prepared for this because take a look at how deep Ezzy has moved into enemy territory. He doesn't see anyone, which means this definitely is an A hit, and Enigma Gaming will be able to get the rotations in on time. Badman catches the timing on Scargod. She trapped inside, has to fight multiple people at the same time, but he won't be able to do anything. It's just Knight Rider left, and he will get tapped out by
Defenders win.
That's it, ladies and gentlemen. The C word denied by Enigma Gaming as they're able to win Breeze in quite a dominating fashion. They were dominating at the start. We had a little bit of hope for Force One Esports in the middle, but in the end, Enigma Gaming were able to shut it down. They got the read onto what Force One was doing. They take the initiative. They take the battles to them, and Enigma Gaming shut them down at 13-9. What a series this has been, Floki. I am really, really impressed with Enigma Gaming. The fact that they were able to put up a comeback from 12-2 to 14-12, that's a statement right there. It states that Enigma Gaming are not to be trifled with. You can't give them any room to work with. You give them an inch and they'll take a mile off of you.
Don't count them out. I mean, even
Never.
when the score is 12-2, do not count them out. Otherwise, you're going to learn the lesson the hard way, like Force One did. Hey, Chris, let's have a look at the LG Ultragear match highlights and see exactly what went wrong for Force One, because they looked strong towards the middle. They were able to get a couple of rounds under their belt on the offensive half, but at the end of the day, the lead that Enigma had built up was finally capitalized upon towards the end there, and they won a round which I mean, I think right before the final victory, they won a sort of an eco round. So yeah, that wasn't really too good for the side of Force One because their economy, while it looked good, I mean, it didn't really matter because if they lost a subsequent round, they pretty much just lost the game, right? So yeah, this has been the story for both of those teams in both of these maps. Enigma somehow winning 14 rounds in a row on Ascent. Yes, I'm still hung up on that. And then just finishing, adding the final touches to the painting, making sure it's complete on Breeze. As I have to say, first one, they weren't looking too bad, Chris. It seemed like if they were able to win out a few more rounds on defense, this could have also been a match that goes to overtime. But because the defense was a little bit shoddy, a little bit poorly constructed, they ended up only being able to put 6 rounds on offense, where they probably actually had room for more had they gotten
Yeah.
to an 8-4 score line, maybe.
Well, yeah, Enigma Gaming offense was really, really good. In fact, there were so many different variations that Enigma had in store for us. First one was never able to figure out the complete playbook of Enigma. Take a look at this backstab that Ghost and Badman were able to pull off. They went from elbow towards mid nest and then all the way down towards spawn. And this happened not just once, but twice. Not via elbow to spawn per se, but sometimes Enigma Gaming were able to capitalize on this Brown Hall's presence and then make this A crunch happen from A main and the battle door area. If that doesn't work, they will put up the toxin screen, they will put up the Viper Spit on A, and then they will just play with A main. Sometimes they will combine it with the mid door aggression. So you see, they keep on changing things up every now and then. And
Yep.
they never really went in for any of those lurking plays. What happens is they use that mid plus A crunch, and after the spike is put down, then they have a couple of players play towards mid, acting as lurkers, trying to get off the rotations for Force 1 Esports. But they never actively had a player on the complete opposite end of the map.
Yeah.
That only happened when they went towards B. And even then, the lurker was not really activated every time. Most of the times, the lurker ended up joining his teammates from the regular places rather than go in for some 200 IQ flank. So Enigma Gaming had a lot of variations on their attacking side. And most of the times, they did not take unnecessary risks. They did not go for those weird flanks. They just played together. They threw bodies at their opponents. They got the trades. It was just basic, good old Valorant.
Absolutely, and the only round where the lurks actually activated was the one where they came all the way from defender spawn. So yeah,
Yeah.
that was the one round where it ended up working out for them. So overall, same blueprint, just different variations of the same. And
Yeah.
yeah, I think teams who are watching this are probably going to be taking notes because Enigma, I do think they're going to continue to pick Breeze for their playoffs. Now, if they do actually end up making it to the semifinals and grand finals, that's where we might see something weird coming out like Split or Bind. But yeah, until then, Enigma, they're probably going to run this Breeze and they probably still have a few more tricks up their sleeve remaining that they haven't shown us just yet. But, with that out of the way, I just have to take a moment to speak about what happened to Force One. They went from 12 to 2 to 14 to 12 in that first half. And after that, their mental energy is just spent. I mean, they know for a fact that they screwed up. And like screwed up is a light way to put it.
Yeah. Gotta sugarcoat it.
Absolutely.
Force One
Well,
Esports were really, well planned on their defense as well to some extent. I mean, they were taking the initiative to gather information onto the players of Enigma, but then that's the thing. Enigma Gaming don't make mistakes. They don't overextend. So even the Force One Esports did everything right on their defensive side, Enigma still walked away with the lead. Now on the offense, Force One Esports also put up a decent amount of kills, put up a decent amount of rounds on the board. That's because Force One Esports have a very different playstyle from Enigma on attack. Like you see RVK lurking on the other side of the map so many times, and he is the MVP of his team this time around. But that's the difference between Force One and Enigma. Enigma's lurkers play a little closer to the team, whereas Force One Esports keep RVK on the other side of the world. His
oh yeah.
teammates continue to make things happen on the main area, and if shit goes south, if things go wrong, that's when Force One Esports rely on RVK to clear out the path towards the other side, and then his teammates rotate towards the other side, and that's what it happens. That's how
Yeah.
the attacking side of Force One Esports work like. But that's it for this match. Let's take a look at how this game impacts the overall brackets of the tournament.
Yeah. Because I think this means that, yep, Enigma go up against Global, and this is going to be an interesting match to watch because I don't think, Enigma have actually won against Global. The only matches they lost Oh, sorry, that was actually Force One. Never mind. So yeah, Enigma versus Global is probably going to be very interesting. And
Keep
we'll
in
see who
mind that
comes out on
Enigma
top.
and Globe. Keep in mind that Enigma and Global both prefer playing Breeze.
Oh yeah, that's going to be interesting as all heck. And I feel like with Hellranger playing Breach and changing things up, this one's going to be a bit of a harder one to navigate for Enigma because I don't think they've had the luxury of practicing against a lot of breach players because they just started a lot of breach players. You know, Hellranger, he's a bit of a weird one with that, where he's recently started picking that agent up. So I'm gonna be interested to see what ends up happening. But we also have Godlike Esports going up against Team Valor later on today. That's gonna happen. So yeah, that's also one we need to look out for because Godlike versus Valor is a match that while we all think is gonna go Godlike's way, Team Valor is not one that you should count out at any given time.
Definitely. I love that Strokey Buster combination. And I think Valor can give Godlike Esports a run for their money, even though Godlike are the stronger team over here. Everyone loves an underdog. So I feel like that match is also going to be really, really exciting. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go on a tiny break. We will return with Godlike Esports versus Team Valor in just a little bit. You guys can go grab some lunch, have a break, and then come back to watch the match. You guys have been watching the LG Ultragear TEC Gauntlet Season 1, powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen Radeon. We're going to wrap up for now, but we'll be back with the next game. Don't go anywhere.
Bye.